All right, so we are live again, and it's been a while since I did one of these lives because I've been on vacation, gallivanting all throughout the world, literally. I was in South America for a bit, and then for a family reunion, actually. And so I've been not coding as much as I should, so I'm actually titling today's video Back to Code. Back to school, back to code, get it? So we're just gonna do a live Q&A. We're just gonna chat among some of our closest friends, talk about some of the challenges, some of the things that I've learned over the last few weeks. I think it's been 3 weeks since I did a live. Honestly, it's been a while, and share some of the learnings. I'll tell you the thing that I learned right off the top. The world is not created equally. I take for granted the connection speeds that I have in North America, and I take for granted the AI capabilities and all the things that I have that I can get done with AI. And then I go to travel to South America, and I'm like, definitely, the world is behind. The internet, it was, oh my goodness, had so many issues with the internet. It was just unbelievable. So I was just struggling. I couldn't do half the things that I assumed I could do. And I actually want to talk about a lot about that today because if it wasn't for the fact that I had two computers sitting at my home in my home office that I could remote to from a slower connection and kind of trigger things to get done, it was a rough struggle. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that, share some of the things that I've learned, and I'll give you an update on some of the not just projects that I have, but some of the challenges that I've been facing around automating the entire end-to-end life cycle from a customer all the way to code being repeated. Hello, Mr. Leggeet 145. How are you, man? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by, saying hi. Anybody else on the group joined from? Yeah, okay. So we got a couple people that's joining in. Do you talk to people in chat? Yeah, 100%, man. I'm talking to you right now. um, you mean if I normally type in chat or if I just respond to comments? I normally do. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah. So, yeah, right. I spend time looking at the chat and I interact. And if you got questions, more than happy to answer them. And I'm a little rusty, so I might be a little bit left brain, right brain, trying to get back into the art of talking to camera while paying attention to the chat. But yeah, no, I'll pay attention to you. Of course I will. 100%. That's the whole purpose that we're doing these lives. Interact with the audience. Something that YouTube is doing less and less with. What are you building? What am I not building? Is probably a good way to start. So on the surface, I'm building a agentic CRM system. Fancy word for saying a AI first CRM system that does outreach and lead generation for companies. So if you need to do outreach at scale, then um, my system will help you to do that, to manage that properly. I didn't check my sound to see if my sound was working properly on. Yeah, okay, I think I'm good. But yeah, so that's what I'm building on the. Make sure my Instagram is up and live. That's what I'm building on sort of day to day right now. I am building. I have one primary objective, which is to have one salesperson be able to manage 100,000 leads, no sweat. That's my mission. That's my goal. I will not rest until that's done. To do that properly, it means you have to have a really efficient sales process, something that's scalable. You can't do it alone. It has to be done with AI and agents. And so I am spending a lot of time working through the details on the intersection between human and AI. What does it mean to pass something on to an AI? What does it mean for an AI to pass it back to you? And sort of that handoff process. So I've been spending a lot of time working through that. Are you a salesperson? No, I'm not. I'm a developer by trade, software developer. Not necessarily by trade because I'm self-taught, but been an entrepreneur for the last 20 years, a little bit more than that. I'm kind of dating myself, and have just learned a thing or two about not just the process of development, but the challenges of running a business, especially a small business. At one point, I had about 13 employees, and it was really hard to manage them. And it was also really hard to do sales. In fact, sales is the thing that I struggled with the most. So I'm building this tool to address a lot of the problems that I have had as a salesperson, building sort of development and systems, etc. Can you check out FixMap for code and agents? Sure. Never heard of FixMap. Is that your system or is that somebody else's? FixMap. This one here is FixMap. Let's see what it's about. Never heard of it. FixMap. Tell AI coding tools which files I wanted some good opinion and suggestions. Sure, okay, we could take a quick look about it. I'd obviously have to use the tool to give you like a solid thing, but I have opinions about things, so you'll take it with a grain of salt. So tell AI tools which files to check first, describe what is broken, fix so FixMap checks the project, gives you the tools, codecs, Cloud, etc., short list of files to open, test, and run, auto code review. It includes reasons to say, okay, I got it. So, okay, interesting. So let me just see how it works. So try the task in only trying to run in FixMap engine tab bundle. API doesn't inspect your repo or upload your task, get started and new blah, blah, blah. So FixMap fun. Got it. So it's kind of like a how I would describe it is we won't go into too much details. It's kind of like a priority sorter to figure out what's broken so that you can get more clarity. So like in GitHub, we have this concept of code review. So if you are sending or doing code, writing code, the AI kind of sits on the sidelines and kind of watch the code and evaluate it, and then also um, make suggestions of things to fix, etc. So I'm curious what actually got you interested in this. So want some good opinions? Yes, first link. Also no LLM, no API, 100% open source, no account needed. Got you. Why no? How no API? How, like it must be. What is it doing? A local LLM? Let me see. Where's the how to? And it's deterministic. Interesting. That's interesting. So I would be interested to give it a shot. Actually, see how it actually works. So I don't know if you can do deterministic and. Hang on, some random person is calling me here. Who's I don't know. Local number though. Interesting. Um. So hang on, let me now you got me curious. You're suggesting local and deterministic, no LLM. Interesting. So maybe using linters? Like what is it using to is it just has a bunch of linters under the hood? So inputs completely feature catalog. So accept GitHub repo, normalize browser, map specs, head, reuse raw, repository scans, limit, CLI, plan, rank source tests. Okay, so Go, Python. Okay, fair enough. TypeScript. So I presume it's using a bunch of linters if you're saying there's no LLM inside of here in order to kind of. It's got to be using some local LLM, isn't it? You're saying no. Okay, hang on a second. No, I'm curious. What are you telling me here? Let's see. Can you give me an overview, quick overview of how this tool actually works? That's interesting. Who is this random person calling me? No LLM. All right, let's find out how it works. You got me curious. I'm definitely interested, intrigued for sure. So, and no, yeah, okay. So All right, let's find out. So I got a high level overview picture, not an LLM itself. It's a deterministic context mapper that tries to tell an AI coding agent where to look first. I'm checking the ranking, scanning. Huh. Interesting. How many stars is on this thing? 13 stars. Okay. Not sure if I would for sale. So okay, let's see what the website actually has. So FixMap tells AI coding which files to check first. You describe what is broken. FixMap checks the project and gives you codex. Cursor lists the files to open. So what is broken? Okay, so here's my first thoughts on this altogether. Like, refresh. Give it a 5-star if you want. Okay, so here's my first thoughts on this. You're still with me? Like, you guys are still with me? Yeah. Just give me a thumbs up or a like or something. Let me know. I mean, put a hi. Give it a 5-star if you want. Okay, so here's my first thoughts on this. You're still with me? Yeah, okay. I think we're good. Just for some reason, the stream said that it was ending or live. Actually, that reminds me. I got to pay attention to TikTok because I got kicked out of TikTok the last time because it said that I wasn't paying attention to it. I was like, I'm literally talking into the tool. Thank you for the like, by the way. So hang on. Let me just make sure that my TikTok thing is showing up and that I don't get kicked out for no reason at all because it tends to just want to just kick me out for no reason. And also on TikTok, why is it that you guys can't see my screen? What's going on here? Hang on. Just realized you can't see my screen. Hang on. Camera, join the live. No, camera, display capture. You guys are seeing my screen? Are you okay? On TikTok, can you guys see my ChatGPT right now? Can somebody give me a yes or a no? If you can see, like, if you're seeing back to code, put a 1. If you're seeing a thumbnail that says back to code, just put a 1 in the chat on TikTok. Just TikTok. Tell me your suggestion. I'm gonna come back. Yeah, give me 1 second. Log Geek 145. I'm just checking to see if people can see me and see my chat on TikTok because I think there's a problem here. So okay, so you're seeing back to code. Okay, got it. Okay, so hang on. Let me just try to see if I could. Thanks for confirming that. UNZO. So 1 second. I'm gonna try to see if I can fix that. So this guy here, edit, and display 1. No, display 2. There we go. Okay, perfect. All right, there. Okay, I think TikTok is good now. You can see my chat GPT. Got it. Okay, it'll be a little small, but at least you'll be able to see it. And I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit more so that you guys can see something at least. But thank you for confirming that. I appreciate you, Mr. Uzedo. Okay, all right. Let me like I said, I'm a little bit rusty. I've been on vacation, so I'm coming back from vacation. It's like everything is just like, oh, forgot how hard it is to do a live stream every Friday. By the way, we're here every Friday. So come say hi and learn a thing or two about software development and vibe coding app, etc. And I promise you, I'm going to get to your question, Mr. Log Geeksec. No, is it Lego? Lego Geeks. There we go. Sorry, I got dyslexia, so every single thing is all over the place in my brain sometimes. Okay, think I got it. Double check. Arrange. Man, Mac keeps changing everything on me. Okay, so I need to change this monitor. Which monitor is it? That is this monitor. I need to change that down to 1600. Yeah, we'll try with that. Just to give my TikTok people a little bit more viewing capabilities. And then I need to change the arrangement because Mac is so ridiculously stupid that it doesn't work if you don't have these things connected properly. Really annoying, by the way. There we go. Come on. There. If those things are not connected, I cannot move my mouse across my monitors. It's the stupidest thing. I'm sorry for all you Mac lovers out there. Anyway, all right. We're live. Yes, this is a live show. It's not a trial run of anything. And then one more thing here. Let me just make it a little bit bigger for you guys on TikTok. 1 second. Oh, come on, 1 second. There we go. Okay. Think we're good now. And then I'm going to lock that in. And then camera. Sorry, I'm OCD. There we go. Perfect. Okay. All right. Hopefully you can see that on TikTok. All right. So, yes. Get back to your question, Mr. Tell me your suggestion. Okay. So let me tell you what the problem is first and so make sure everybody is kind of up to speed on what the issue is. And then I'll just keep this kind of like floating here for all the new people that are kind of coming in and wondering what the hell is going on. At least they'll have something to look at while I talk. So the problem is this. Okay, when you're doing coding, one of the biggest problems that you run into, well, you can run into a bunch of different problems, but let me just talk about it at a very high level, what's going on. So when you're doing development, okay, there's two things that are going on simultaneously. There's a code that you're writing and the syntax errors and the problems that you're kind of working on, right? Like, did I write this if statement in the proper syntax to make it work, right? Because Go has different sort of syntax from Python, which has different syntax from JavaScript, etc. All my programmers in the room understands that perfectly fine. So I'm just level setting here, okay? However, if your syntax are incorrect, then that's one problem. So, but at the same time you're writing the code, you as a human being, or maybe the AI in this particular case, we don't know if they're Sentinel, but the human being, at least for now, while you're writing the code, you're constantly trying to figure out in the bigger scheme of things, how does this code or how does this page or how does this section of the code fit into the bigger aspect of the software? If you're a true like developer, you're thinking from an architecture standpoint about how the entire system or how the entire puzzle is put together. So in other words, if you're putting together a puzzle, right, and you're looking at individual pieces, while you're putting these two pieces together or trying to make them fit, you're also thinking about the bigger picture of the puzzle, right, to give a non-technical definition or thing. The issue is with these type of tools, this tool is called FixMap, is that it would be really good at solving one half of the equation, which is it would be very good at solving, okay, the password login is not working. Okay, let me scan through the code, find every single thing that's related to password logins. Let me find all related files, and then it could systematically be through between a couple of linters and whatever else is doing magic under the hood to kind of find related files. So that works perfectly fine. And in fact, you actually can get a really good use case for it. The issue that I run into 90% of the time is that the problems have nothing to do with syntax or connections or related files. They're abstract thought process between, say, the user, how they're thinking about the problem, and how the system is actually sort of connected, right? Like that's a very abstract way of describing the problem. But what I really mean is like, say for example, let me see if we give you a concrete example. So okay, say for example, okay, actually, let's just use my tool as an example. So who's my tool for? My tool is for entrepreneurs and business people that are trying to send out emails at scale, right? So let's just say they're trying to send out emails at scale, but they've never used, say, like a tool like this before, right? They might be accustomed copying and pasting, I don't know, lists into a spreadsheet and then sending out emails one by one. And my tool have a completely different way of solving this problem. So when they go into my tool, they might be trying to do it sort of the way that they would do it with Excel. And my tool doesn't work like that. So there's kind of a disconnect there, right? So what I'm trying to highlight is the fact that most of the time as a developer, you're solving sort of like the disconnect between what the customer has in their head and what the tool actually does. And that nuance can't be solved like a tool like this FixMap, because what FixMap is doing is basically just telling you about the kind of like the concrete syntax linting problems as opposed to sort of like the abstract business type problems, if that makes sense, right? So yeah, and that's a common problem that this is why LLM is so good, because LLMs, they're very good at, I'm going to use the word in air quotes, thinking about the abstract, because they're coming from, I don't know, like words, right? So the LLMs have been trained in the abstract way of thinking, if that makes sense, because they were trained on words, they weren't trained on code. I mean, some of them were trained on code, just to be fair, but for the most part, they're trained on words. And so somehow, through the magic of ridiculously, sized LLM, they're able to mimic the art of human thinking, which is kind of scary because we thought we were the smartest thing on earth, and it turns out that these robots can pretty much like simulate the human level of thinking, which is wild when you think about it. So anyway, I hopefully that's kind of giving you a concept, right? So anytime I see a tool like this, like FixMap, and by the way, I'm happy to give it, if you're the one Lego geek that did this tool, I'm happy to give it a star, just to kind of promote small developers trying to build cool things, right? I'm happy to do that. I mean, and I'm even happy to look at it a little bit, more in depth. By the way, I just want to be clear with that. I'm unfairly judging it without actually using it. But I can tell you 100% certainty that if I threw this against my code base, it would give me a bunch of more, let's call it synthetic type, or not synthetic, but what's the word I'm looking for? Syntax type problems versus the abstract type of issues that I'm dealing with right now. Right? That's the nuance there. That uh, frankly, right now, honestly, a human being is still very much, in my opinion, the only person that could judge that. And I'll prove it to you. I'll prove it to you. I promise you, before the end of this call, I will prove to you why that's the case. I want to just, let me just check, see out some of the other messages in here, just to make sure I'm paying attention to other people. And then I'll come back to you, Mr. Lego Geek. Oh, Colette is in the house. Hey, Colette, how are you doing? Good to see you. We figured out how to turn on AGI safely. We're choosing not to. Ask me why. You know what? You might be onto something, Mr. Me King David, grandson. I think we're in some interesting times. Let's just say that we're in some, we have some fascinating road ahead of us. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Humanity is at a inflection point, and we have big things to think about. So yeah, that's a deep conversation. So I'm gonna try to stay on the light side of it. Colette is the house. Nice to see you, Colette. It's been a while. It's been a while for me as well too. Um, we built Control Z for AI. Ask me what happened when we test it on real server. Okay, so Mike, yeah, I'm gonna cause I see what else we got inside the house. Mike held syntax, context mismatch, reason, function, trade requires, param, risk. Um, yeah, not certain what to do with your messages, Mike, but I appreciate you messaging and thing. AI viewers, stream bot. Yeah, okay, fair enough. So, yeah. Anyway, listen, I am happy to be back. I have almost no agenda today, to be honest with you. I kind of came in, I was like, you know what? It's been a wild few weeks because I was away and I was traveling so much, and I miss my internet. I miss my home. I miss my home office. And I'm like, I just want to be back and just be in a live chatting to my friends. So thank you guys for showing up and saying hi and seeing how it is. Um, so I mean, I do have things to talk about, but there's just so many things that was just going on. I want to kind of share some of just the raw challenges, and I don't have this in any kind of particular order or any thought process. Like, it's just raw stuff that's been happening with my platform that I want to just kind of share. The first one that I'll share, which was, I don't want to say unfortunate, but definitely I had some issues. We had a bit of an outage, And yeah, that really costs a lot of time and effort and everything. And it was just really hard to kind of like stabilize the platform while I was away. And it was not for lack of trying, I'll tell you that for sure. My internet was just crappy and there was a lot of stuff that was just going wrong. And I'm sharing this with you guys because this is a I'm sharing it publicly because listen, stuff happens. Okay, GitHub has been the most unreliable platform that I've had to deal with in a while, and that's like from a big company. Okay, so I'm sharing this because like nobody's immune to this. Like I'm a small business, and I'm running into these challenges, and GitHub is also running into these problems. In fact, I'm going to share some of my stats with GitHub because it's just wild. Like, and my bill is just ridiculous. I'm trying to. I thought AI was here to save us money and save us time, and all I'm having is spending more time on AI, and it's costing me more. So I don't know who's winning. Okay, I don't know who's winning. But anyway, I've been look at this. So this is my graph. This is real world data. Okay, from my system that's showing you guys some of the challenges that I've been dealing with. So see these spikes, really annoying, really annoying. What these spikes are meaning. See here. So okay, let me just back up a little and tell you what this means because looking at a random graph means absolutely nothing. Okay, so this is a 1 hour. Let's do 3 hours. This is a 3 hour look at my system in terms of performance. For those who can't see it, because you're on a desktop or you're on a mobile, this is zero. The baseline is zero. The top is 2 seconds. Okay. My average performance across my entire system is 1 second, 1.1 second, right here. See here? 1.1 second. That's the average, at least in the last 3 hours. Okay. My spikes is considered 2 seconds. In my world, if I'm hitting 5 seconds, it's very slow of a system. System is just slow. Okay, that's the bar that I have for any code that I produce, any development, any single thing that I put out. And in the last, so let me go to the last 3 days. In the last 3 days, look at this. So see here, I've been hitting 5 seconds, kind of on a repeated basis, right? I would have like okay, 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 bam, spike, 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 right? And then okay, okay, we'll spike again. And then look at this. This one here, I had out sort of a problem last night. This went up to like 11, 20 seconds. 20 seconds. So a 20-second load for me is pretty much considered an outage. Okay, the system was never like out. It just dramatically slowed down. Okay, because you can see here, period, average 1.3 seconds. So I'm telling you guys to say this, that I hold a really, really high bar for performance in my applications, period. Okay, like it's like if it's in my app, it needs to be performing really, really well. And I spent a lot of time focusing on scalability. And even with all of that effort and time, I've been getting these spikes in my application that is forcing me to go back to the drawing board from architecture to figure out why those spikes are happening, dealing with caching issues and a few other things, and re-architect. The problem is that this would be fine if this was a one-off, but when I go to 7 days, see here, I got more spikes. I got a spike roughly every, so this is 21, roughly every 3 days I'm getting a sort of like a major spike in my application, which is not good. And then if I bring this more to like a 30-day period, then look at this, right? Spike, 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 right? Calm, spike, spike, calm, spike, spike, right? So this is now raising a lot of concerns for me from a development standpoint, and I got to go back to it. Now here's what's interesting about all of this, at least I think it's interesting. Some of these spikes are because of the fact that my AI usage has also gone up. So it's kind of a double-edged sword in the development process. AI is supposed to make me faster from a business standpoint and a development standpoint, but AI is also increasing the load on my application simultaneously, which is then forcing me to build out even more infrastructure to be able to withstand sort of like the pressures of AI in our system, etc. And I find that to be very fascinating. So hang on, request to join as a guest. Kitty requests to join us again. Kitty, can you message me and tell me who you are and give me a little bit of thing before I pull you up? Um, you can. You're not a subscriber. Do me a favor, subscribe. I have a question. Sure. Tell me what's your question in the chat. I'll try to get to it, and then we'll do some a little bit closer to the end. And we'll do some rapid fire. Maybe we could bring you online. But drop your question in the chat for sure, and then we'll get you up. I just want to be a little bit kind of stick to the format for a bit, and then we'll think. Where does AI get its data? Where does AI get its data from? From the internet. That's a simple answer I could give you, buddy, or girl. AI gets its data from the internet. I hope you have another question than that, but you know what? I sometimes I bring me up. Okay, put your proper question in the chat. Let's just talk about it, and then we can figure out whether we bring you up or not. I just don't want to bring you up randomly. Colette says no. Nope. Yeah, we got to build some trust. It's kind of a date we're on right now, right? So I have to trust you. You have to trust me. You have to trust that I'm going to show up here every single week and bring value, and I have to trust that when you come up, you know, you'll be a good citizen as well too, right? So there's a little bit of that. It doesn't get its data from the internet. Dig deeper. Okay, so you tell me, how about it? It pulls it from other AI generated data. Yeah, well, okay, synthetic data, sure, because we've run out of true natural data, if you want to call it that, from the internet, and as a result, it is using a lot of synthetic data. So you're not wrong. You're not wrong about that for sure. So anyway, all right. So let's move. Anyway, so let me continue. I'm going to share my story here, and again, I'm just sharing stuff that happened to me in the last 30 days. It's been a while since I haven't talked to you guys, so I'm really just kind of just riffed in here, to be honest with you. But yeah, so I've been going through these spikes, and you know, like it gets complicated because this application is now surpassing north of like 1.6, 1.7 million lines of code. It's not a small application. And just to be clear, like you're looking at the developer, okay? Like I have other people that help me out and stuff like that, but I'm the sole, like, you know, sort of like brainchild, if you will, of this entire application. And when the real question becomes like what is like the max that a single human being can kind of manage with AI? I haven't necessarily met that breaking point because I've been putting systems in place to deal with stuff. But I will tell you, like there's a fine line between how much you could actually manage as a human being with AI, and you know I'll show you some of the processes that I have. But the point is that now I have to dig into the code to figure out like what's producing these spikes, and it's not just the code; it's also the network. It's Azure, it's Cloudflare, it's you know we're getting hit with lots of traffic. There's DDoS attack. There's just so many different things that could be responsible for these spikes. At the end of the day, we're responsible for keeping the customer happy, right? Or your customer happy if you got customers, and making sure that things are stable. So these are the things that nobody talks about on the internet, right? Like everybody wants to vibe code their application, but nobody really understands sort of like the true cost of vibe coding the next, I don't know, Twitter or Facebook. Like there's a lot of back end sort of toiling that goes on to kind of keep things up and running seamlessly. That just seems like it's always on all the time, right? Computers, they tend to break. Like let's just be real about it. They break sometimes for just random reasons. You know, who knows? Maybe there's a Cloudflare. I was gonna say a Cloudflare, but that's a real product, like a solar flare. um, yep, I've added turnstile to Cloudflare, my simple site. Yeah, 100%. So do that as fast as you possibly can. In fact, my first tip that I could tell you guys right off the top is make sure that you add a rate limit to your application. Okay. I just had another bill from Cloudflare. It wasn't a lot. It was like you've done an extra, I don't know, 3 billion requests for the month or something like that. I don't remember what the exact number is. It was an extra $10, okay? But I want to be clear about this. It's only because I'm sitting on Cloudflare that I can comfortably tell you that I've hit, like do like an extra 3 billion requests, and I'm not even flinching about it, because Cloudflare workers are so cheap and so reliable that, it's like, yeah, it's okay. It's not a big deal. However, I promise you, if that was on Azure, yeah, I don't even want to see the bill. So let me just share, because I was looking at this the other day. I was trying to find it. Let me see if I could find it. How much my usage of GitHub has increased in the last couple of weeks. And I'm sharing this not because I'm trying to brag or any single thing, but it's because I'm trying to show you guys this weird dynamics that we're in right now. Like, AI is making us faster, but it's also costing more, and it's also making us work more, right? And I'm still trying to figure out what to do with this information. So I'm just passing it on, okay? Like this is the live. I'm literally just riffing right now. So yeah, this is me share. So hang on, I just gotta find it, because I every time I come in here, I'm like royally confused on how things work in this dashboard. So hang on a second. So I'll show you. Okay, so billing, license, organization. I think it's here. Cost center. So look at this. So this is my this month, not AI cost, because I stopped using Copilot. I'll talk about that in a bit. See, my Copilot usage is only $35, but my GitHub action cost, in other words, the thing that I use to build my websites to test for problems, for issues, etc., is $900 pure. And up until AI came about, I wasn't even hitting close to the amount of usage of my application needing this level of automation. But now, because of AI, I'm just racking up costs left, right, and center. But what I wanted to show you, let me see if I could. There's like a one that shows like the monthly usage. Let me see if it's this one here. Is it this one here? Hang on. AI usage cost center. Every time I come in here, I swear it's like a maze. Well, hang on. Various license metered usage. It's got to be this one, isn't it? So hang on. Next month, this year. There was one that shows. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Okay, hang on. Or maybe it's this. Maybe it's this. No, there's one that shows the GitHub action. That's what I'm trying to show. Okay, bear with me for 1 second here. I'll try to find it for you. It's all like it. I swear, it's like a mind. What do you call that? Not payment. I don't want payments. I want like Damn. Okay, here actions. I think this is it. Usage, metered usage. Yeah. Okay, is it this one? No, that's not it. Metered usage by time frame, current month, last month, this year. Maybe this. No, of course not. View details, maybe. I can never find what I'm looking for in this tool. Never. Actions. Of course not. Okay, hang on. I got to do one more level here. Let me see if I could find it. I literally had it the other day, and I was like, man, this is crazy. So what I want to show you guys is how many commits I'm doing and how many GitHub actions are being used on a monthly basis. Here, maybe it's this one here. More details. Maybe it's here. This keeps going back to cost center. My usage, maybe. Damn it. Okay, I'm just not gonna find it. I don't want to keep by products, maybe. Current month, time frame, last month. No, there was a history. Oh my goodness. No, not gonna be able to find it. Not gonna find it. Okay, let me try one more time. Let me go to security compliance. No, let me do one more thing. Let me see if I can go to organizations maybe, and then Snapsuite, and then insights maybe. Oh, it's so confusing the way how they have this stuff. Actions usage. I think this is it. Yes, this is it. Yes. I think. Hang on. It's closer. It's definitely closer. So jobs. Yeah, current month. So can I do last 90 days? There we go. Okay. Yes, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. So repositories, run type, action, performance metrics, and jobs. There was a short. Okay, we're pretty close. We're pretty close. Okay, you guys are just gonna just disappear from the live by the time I get this. I promise. Okay. We're gonna take. Anyway, what I wanted to show was if I could find it. Okay, you know what? I could do it this way. I could just do it this way. So, so this month alone. Okay, this is for the last 24. Yeah, current month. Okay, I've used up 143, call it 150 minutes of GitHub Actions. For those who don't know what GitHub Actions is, it basically is me renting computer in the on the internet or on GitHub to basically like test my code, test bugs, test issues, etc. So let me see if I do last 30 days and then do run type. Yeah, it's consolidating it. Whereas there's a way to see month by month, and it's no, it's driving me nuts. Can't find anything in this tool, I promise you. Like you just can't find anything in here. Billing, usage. Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna find it. Anyway, okay. Well, I belabor this point enough. The point is, if I remember the numbers, it was something like this. It was like in May I used like 200 did like 200 commits or something like that, right? And then in like May, June, I did like 500 commits. And then in the month of August, I'm up to like 8,000 commits. Like just the numbers just are just staggering in terms of like how much code is being pushed per oh, maybe it's a repo level. I don't know what it is. Like I just can't find it. So anyway, what I'm trying to get at is that there's this thing that's happening. I know I just spent a stupid amount of time on this here. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's I think you know what? I think I know where it is. Sorry, no, it's bothering me. I think I know what's going on. It's here and then it's insight. That's what it is. Yes. Okay. And then I could do commits. Let's see. Wait for it. Or action usage. Here it is. Here it is. I think. And then, yeah, okay. So yes. So performance metrics, right? So action metrics. So this month, yeah, let's just do like the last 3 months. And then you should be able to see jobs, run type by month. Maybe if I group it by month. Man, I'm so close to it and I just don't know like the exact thing that I'm looking for. Anyway, yeah, okay, here. This will give you, yeah, actually, you know what? This is a good one. This is a good graph. This is a better graph. Sorry. I've gone all over the place. How much are they charging you? Yeah, I'll answer that question. I promise you. Look at this, okay? This is how stupid it is. Okay, I've gone from, okay, in last year, October, just a little bit of commits, okay? This is 100, just to give some numbers. This is 40. Now, at peak last year was 161 commits for October 20, like roughly in per day. Okay, I've gone from that from January. I started out around 84, if 84, 102 kind of deal, 80 commits. Okay, and then fast forward to like May, I'm doing like 280 commits in a okay, this is a week, sorry, in a week of 10, right? That's a lot of commits. Again, one developer here. We're not talking about a whole team of people here, just one developer, okay? But look at this, it gets even wilder, okay? June, I had a little bit of slow month, but look at July. 280 commits, 320, 36, 26 commit, 376 commits, 388. Look at this, 519 commits in a week, okay? And then I was on vacation, but here's what's crazy. I was on vacation and I'm still doing 445 commits or 46 commits, 499, 500 commits in a week, guys. That's insane, okay? It's crazy the sheer volume of commits that are happening, okay? This is the reason why, I don't know if you guys are seeing, like GitHub is just breaking. Like GitHub has become unreliable because of this problem, okay? If you haven't seen it, I'll show it to you. GitHub, if you do GitHub, HUB reliability, image, okay? So look at this. This is being GitHub. Where is it? Yeah. This is kind of like, this is what your chart looks like. So this is somebody posted this on Twitter, on X. Okay, look at this. Okay, that's what GitHub reliability looks like right now. Okay, if you don't know how to read this chart, the green represents uptime. That's 100% uptime. And then people are claiming that is whenever Microsoft bought GitHub, but that's not really the real problem. The problem is what this graph doesn't show you is how much they've scaled up in terms of commits. So look at this. It's just become very, very unreliable. I can't tell you, there's not a single day where I try to push code and I don't run into some sort of problem. Okay, but it gets worse. Let me show you. So, or better, I don't know, depending on who you're talking to. So this is GitHub. This came from GitHub like actual blog posts, okay? And they're saying right now that in 2023, 2024, and 2026, they've gone from, I don't know what that number is, all the way up to like 19,000 commits. Pull requests. 1.4 billion sort of commits in 2026 so far. Okay, look at it like this. These numbers are staggering. So what's happening is this: everybody's like doing code at a significant pace. I'm going to go back to your question. I promise I'm going to answer you the money question. But everybody is committing at such a rapid pace that it's just breaking the internet as we know it. Okay, and GitHub as a result is they're just charging me. So I'm going to try to keep this page because I'm going to come back to it. Let me just open up another page here. So for me, github.com organization. Okay, and I'm being transparent with this stuff here because like it's there's a cost attached to productivity, right? So GitHub is now charging me. I think my bill was about $1,000. I think. Let me just see. Hang on. Enterprise bill usage budget. Where is it? Usage here. Yeah, overview. Yeah. Usage. So, or let's just do the overview. The overview will give you. Yeah. No, this is the wrong. See, it's so confusing because I have to go to enterprise and then I have to go to this location here to get the, because I had a personal account and then I upgraded to pro and then to enterprise. Yeah. Okay. So here, $950, right? I'm for sure we're at the end of the month, so not 2 days. I'll be at $1,000 for sure. Okay. So that's to answer your question, Mr. Sip Mandela, I think it is, or Mandel, yeah, something like that. Mizob, I don't know how to pronounce your name, bro. But that's what it's costing me. And again, just to be clear, I stopped using Copilot. Okay, my Copilot cost is at $35 because Copilot is costing me too much. So here's what's crazy. I'm $1,000 in on my GitHub just on commits. Right, I have not shipped any single thing. I'm $1,000 in on commits. Okay, I checked my Azure bill, and I'm at $1,000 there again on like was supposed to be significantly cheaper, supposed to be a third of that cost. But because of all the commits and all of the new usage and stuff like that, I'm $1,000 in there. And again, I'm not saying this to brag about how much money I'm paying. I promise you that that's not my goal here. I'm just trying to sort of like impress upon you that like as we get more efficient, there's more costs. So the real thing that I'm trying to say here is that from a business standpoint, you better be like either making money or making sure that you're charging your customers, because like your wallet is going to feel it for sure. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say here. Like, this is a long-winded way of saying, if you're vibe coding an application, you better make sure that you're charging, because there's a bunch of hidden costs that's kind of sitting under the covers that you can't see, that's going to start biting you in the rear end. Okay, so just off the top of my brain, okay, I'm just telling you guys the numbers that I have. I got $1,000 here. My Azure, I just got $1,000 extra charge. Okay, and then obviously on my Claude subscription, I'm maxed out, and on my GitHub subscription, I'm maxed out, and I'm not, again, not trying to boast here or brag here. I understand, and not everybody can do this. Okay, I'm at the $200 plan on my Claude subscription, Codex subscription, and on my Where is it? Billion usage? No, billion. Is it? Here. Claude Max. I'm at their max plan. Okay. So like all in all, just from those three costs alone, I don't know, 20, like just rough math. I suck at math. $2,500 roughly in extra AI spending of just like trying to push the bar in terms of like making things more efficient. Somebody's got to pay for that. Okay. um like Azure is no longer going to be supporting I heard that Azure is no longer going to be supported and phasing out. So phasing out what? Sorry, call it. I'm curious because I Azure is doing a whole bunch of stuff, but they're the Copilot plan. I just got an email from them and they're changing their Copilot plan and say I don't even bother with Copilot anymore. Just to be clear, I want like this is what's crazy about it. Okay, look at this. I'll show you guys this. Like I wish there was a way to show you like usage of um VS Code. I wish there was a way. I don't even know if there maybe that's a thing. I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing. But here's what I can say. Visual Studio have added VS Code has added a lot more features. When I started doing the stream, every single person I would tell use VS Code. Guys, I'm sorry to say this, but I haven't looked at VS Code in like 2 months. When I say looked at it, I haven't opened it. I don't even check the code that I'm committing anymore. I know it's sad, but it's just a reality that we're in right now. I'm committing so much code right now. It's like it's impossible for me to look at all of it. We ship code based on, and I'll show you guys some of that stuff. I showed it in a couple of lives before, but I have new people on this live, so I'm going to show you again sort of how I'm shipping code these days. It's not by looking at the code. Like those days are gone. It's done. Like whether you're a seasoned developer or you're like a part-time developer or whatever, looking at the code is not where the real value is of your time and skills. Okay. But anyway, like I said, I'm not sharing this stuff to brag. I'm really just trying to let you understand that we're in an era where the AIs have gotten so good and so reliable that a guy that's been programming for like 20 odd years, like, don't even look at the code anymore. I ship features and then I work out the problems from there. And I'm only using Claude and Codex. I'm maxed out on both of those plans. And that's how I'm shipping code right now. And VS Code constantly updating each time I open it. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, VS Code, they're trying to keep up. They're trying to keep up, right? You don't read chat. I'm sorry, BP, I do read the chat. Yes. Yeah, and he was up. And oh, hey, I'm sorry. I sometimes I forget that I'm on both the channels, so I get distracted at times. I appreciate you, Blippy. Is it Blippy or Bippy? Maybe my kid watched Blippy, so I say Blippy. But anyway, I do read the chat. Interesting. But yeah. So anyway, the point is this: like, you guys have to really really think about this from a business standpoint. Okay, we're gone are the days. Gone are the days where you could just just vibe code random stuff. Okay, there's real cost attached to this stuff right now. Microsoft, Codex, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever you want to call it, they're all recognizing that you as a developer or anybody for that matter is hooked, and they're just gonna they're gonna start milking money out of you. So you have to make sure that you not only you're charging, but you're going to provide real value, right? It's just the way that things has to go now. So look at this, just so you guys are like, I'm coding right now. This morning, look at this, okay? Just to give you an idea of what I'm doing right now, as we speak. By the way, as we speak, this morning, I started working on a brand new feature. Okay, it's been going since I don't even how. Oh, here 6 hours. It's been going for 6 hours and 51 minutes, 20 seconds, 21 seconds, etc. That's how long this project has been going for, okay? It created, let me show you, just to show you the scale at which we're going. Look at this. Total proposed GitHub issues. It created 281 issues in GitHub, and I'm like, get it all done. Like, I'm like, I planned it out. I figured out the details. I figured out what is it that I want to accomplish. I read or read the initial plan of what I think should happen. I made some suggestions from the original. I asked it to compare the code that I currently have, and then it came up with a plan, and it came up with all of the issues, and I have a skill that basically tells it how to create those skills. I can show you guys that. And then it just basically just went to town. 500, 501, 502, 503, etc. And just kept going down. 245 or whatever the number was, tickets. And then in the last 6 hours and 52 minutes and 36 seconds, it's just been writing code. Ask me what it's writing. Nobody knows. I just know the outcome that I care about and the business case that I'm solving for. That's it. That's it, right? So now I want to put a little asterisk here. If you don't know coding, this is a lot harder to do. And you should kind of spend some time learning just the nuances or a little bit about coding, so at least you can have some idea of what's going on. You don't have to, but I think it makes your life a little bit easier. But I'm just saying, like this thing has been running for 6 hours. And hopefully I don't run out of my usage. I got 70% left. So I'm doing all right for my weekly limit. Yeah, 70% left. Okay, I think it just got reset. When did I got reset? On the yeah, I think it got reset like, yeah, just recently. So I'm doing okay. I'll be able to get this batch of stuff that I have done. That's basically what I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. And on my Fable, let's see what we got. Just a thing. And again, I'm not just sharing sort of like what I've been doing in the last. So I'm 80% usage of my Fable. By the way, I don't use Opus 5. I think it's garbage. I think it was a rushed distillation of Fable 5. And I find that half the time I have to spend time kind of guiding it and course correcting it. Whereas Fable just basically just it goes, it finds the issues, and it just starts working on them and solving them. That being said, there's a big difference between Codex and thing. I'm gonna write one of my next videos for sure on my YouTube channel will be about like this Codex app is by far the best and the worst app at the same time. It is a terrible application. I'm sorry. Like I use it every single day, and it's just a nightmare to use, like, at least at my scale. And I definitely am not the most powerful user here on this application, but for the things that I'm using it for, it's a nightmare. Okay. And then on top of that, let me just share it to you guys. I'm just showing you again what I've been doing in the last thing, because I've been away for a bit, so I'm just sharing with you a bunch of random stuff. I have two computers, a Mac Mini and a Ryzen something, one of those little mini computers. This are Windows. One is Mac, one is Windows, and they run independently of my main workstation. So this is what I'm streaming on right now. This is my main computer. This is where I do most of my programming and my work and stuff like that. Independently of that, I have two computers that are every 2 hours running a bunch of stuff. It keeps crashing because it keeps running out of memory. It's not a very powerful Mac Mini. I think it's like, I don't remember what it was, a gigs of RAM, and no, 16 gigs of RAM, I think, or maybe 8. I don't remember. But the point is that this is set up to run it basically pulls in issues every 2 hours, just to show you. So scheduled. See here, 2-hour engineering loop. It goes through and it finds issues and it just works on them on GitHub. So if I create an issue on GitHub, it will start working on it almost immediately. In fact, I'm going to show you an example of that, because I have one of the issues that I ran into of recently was that sometimes we just need things to work on really, really fast. Like, in other words, I want to do some work, but I want the AI to do it like right away. Okay. So what I have now, and let me level set a little bit because I don't think everybody knows what I did this on my last live stream, but I'll share it again. So GIT GitHub. Okay. So it's like this. A ticket comes in. Okay. And I'll kind of give you the how we're doing it from a very, very high level, just to make sure that everybody can understand. So this is the app. Doesn't matter what the app does. You can click on this bug report here. If you do that, you can report a bug. When you report a bug, it takes a screenshot of the page that you're on. And then you could say something like, this screen is broken, it's not fixed, there's an issue with the whatever, right? You do that, you press submit, and that goes into GitHub. Before it gets to GitHub, it goes through a pre-processing tool. Okay. The pre-processing tool does a bunch of stuff. One, it categorizes the issue to figure out if it's a really important issue, if it's a customer problem, or if it's an internal person that's filing the issue. And then it figures out from there whether this is critical, whether it's low priority, high priority, whatever it is, it figures all that stuff out. And it even put it in a particular category, whether it's a dashboard problem or purchase order or invoice problem, etc. And then from there, only then it'll send it into GitHub. And when it gets into GitHub, where is it? Did I lose it already? Jeez. No, this one. Yeah. So it gets up into GitHub and it shows, it looks something like this. It marks it as a P1 issue or P2. P1 issues being the most important, P3 being the lowest priority. Tells it which application, because I have multiple applications. And then in this particular case, this is a little bit more complex one. Actually, let me show a more simpler version. So yeah, here, right? So support automated notification. So it always has the latest update of exactly what happened, what it worked on the last. It has a classification. Oh, of course, this is not a good issue. Wait, come on. Let me just find a proper one. In progress. Here we go. Actually, that's not a good one either, because these are all automated ones that were created. Let me find here. Maybe this one. Yes, here. Right. So it says in this page, it tells me it's ready for review because I've done some work on it. But more importantly, it tells me this is a priority 3 item. It's the lead score and it's a support problem. The filter is now working properly, right? Data is missing. It categorizes the issue. It labels it as a bug. See here, origin customer. It knows whether it's a customer issue or it's an internal issue. And it basically puts in all the details. It including the screenshot, including the visual context, etc. And then basically starts working on the ticket. Now, if I actually come in here, I'm going to do something just to show you, okay? So it'll work on the ticket and then it'll update the comments on the ticket. So it says AI summary fix, and then there's a problem here, right? I'm going to ask it to go and do another review on this ticket here. So now if I come in here, and this is not Copilot, just to be clear, it has nothing to do with GitHub Copilot, which has a feature like this. I built my own on top of GitHub, okay? So I'm going to say something like, can you do another audit on this issue just to make sure that there's no problems with the dropdown, right? And then I'm going to click on comment. Now, see here, 1 minute to go. If I give it a second, let's see if it actually works. Okay, if I give it a second or two, you should see that the AI should pick it up and it should basically say, hey, I'm going to start tackling this issue. Now, it might take a second or two because I think that computer just got rebooted. Let me just double check. Let me just double check that computer. Yeah, no, it should be fine. Okay, just give it a second. Go back. Wait for it. Wait for it. Of course, it's not going to do it right away. Of course, it's going to be something. Anyway, what it should do whenever it decides to wake up and do its right thing is that it monitors every 5 minutes or so. It monitors for comments, And the minute it finds a comment, it starts to work on it right away. It just starts working on that ticket right away. And then eventually, of course, it's going to make me a liar now. So let me just see if something might be a refresh thing. Is it this one? Let's see. Yeah, no, still didn't pick it up as yet. Okay, he'll pick it up in a bit. I promise you will. But let me see if I could find one that has a comment just to show you. Will I be able to find one? Maybe. No. Let's see if I could find one. Come on. Implementation progress. Okay, let me try to wake it up again. Hey, can you do another review on this issue? See if there's ways we can improve the process. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just basically trying to see if I can wake up the AI quickly. In either case, whenever it decides to wake up, sometimes it takes a little time because of how the computers work or whatever, but it will pick up this ticket and it will start working on it. But one of the problems that we kind of ran into was that sometimes it, like, so for like now as an example, right? I don't know if the AI is working on this ticket or not. So this became kind of a problem for us because, again, we have now. Okay, now I'm going to try to see if I could really trigger it because I want this to work and it's not working and I don't know why it's not. But let me see if I could. Let me see if I could get it to daily repair. Yeah, let me see if I could get it to trigger it by. Hey, can you check if my background service is running? Oops, actually, wrong project here. Hey, can you check if my background service is running? That's supposed to pick up automatic tickets or comments from GitHub. In the meantime, let me see if I could. It should pick it up. Like now I'm curious as to why it's not picking it up. So let's see what's going on. Real world life tracing here. Okay. In other case, I'll walk through these two other cases. So what is supposed to happen is that it should pick up that ticket and it should start working. So I found two relevant workers, not one QA dispatch. Yeah, okay, right. So it's called like QA feedback dispatcher, which watches and trusts GitHub comments while emergency. Open tag carrying it. Okay, got it. Oh, right, I forgot about that. Right, this is how crazy and so new this is. I forgot about the fact that it only focuses on emergency issues. So I have to. Okay, here. It did do this. Yeah, okay. It's supposed to have a tag of emergency, but I think it was also asleep. But the fact that I made a comment here, it just came in. See here? So I made a comment and then this came in here. See, AI ticket evaluation in progress. Status, AI is currently evaluating this ticket. And then it's going to go read the ticket and try to figure out what's happening. The reason why it's doing that is because as a human, we would make comments on a ticket and the AI would start working on it and we wouldn't have any clue on whether it's working on it or not. So we're like, should we take this issue? Should the AI take it? Right? Like this was a constant sort of fight. And so I needed a way to sort of get the AI to communicate with us that it's working on it. And what it's going to do is it'll leave this comment here. AI ticket is evaluation in progress until it finishes, and then it's going to come back and edit this ticket and put the real actual results, right, of the problem. Okay, so this was I mean, when you're looking at this, like now I'm talking about it, it just seems like so obvious that you should do this, but we only came about this problem because we were building out the process and trying to figure out how to get the AI to work more faster, and then we ran into this issue. So to be clear, what I have to actually do, I have to actually label it as emergency. And the reason why we do that is because if a customer issues come in, it's a real problem, the AI will do its assessment. It will also flag the issue as emergency if it is, but that does not mean that the AI starts working on it right away. We actually come in as human being, review the task, and label it as emergency. And if that's the case, the AI picks it up significantly faster, like within like a minute or so, to start working on it right away. And that's how we kind of get sort of like sort of an efficiency process from like updating, reviewing the code, etc. Right? Hopefully that kind of makes sense. Right? It's kind of a long-winded way of saying like there's a lot of sort of like little nuanced little issues that I've been encountering just by building out this system where we can go from tickets coming in. So you see here, these tickets are moving, and that's because they're literally being worked on, and it's changing as we speak. But as I kind of find those little nuances, I'm tweaking them and putting them back into the system. The challenge here is that, I have the AI knows what it's doing. I, as a human being, I completely forget the process by the time I like close my laptop, right? It's just so there's some documentation that has to go in place. We have to keep the documentation up to date. So we're trying to make sure that the AI, if it makes changes to the process, that it keeps it up to date, etc. Right? We're experimenting with automating release and code. So right now, like for sure, every Tuesday, the AI will we just do a release, an automated release. Whether we like it or not, it just goes out. That's a once a week cadence, but we normally release like pretty much every day right now. And that's because we have significantly more tests. See, these are all GitHub Action tests. And like I said, that's why my GitHub Actions have become so expensive, right? Like, before we would sit in the quota of a GitHub Enterprise account and we wouldn't even come close to using up all the utilization. And now, like, it's not even half of the month and we've just maxed it out and way over as well too. So as a result of that, actually that takes me to the main point. One of the things that I've been doing of lately is I started using GitHub runners that are self-hosted. I have 2 computers in the office right now that are sitting there 90%. Well, it's not, more like maybe 40% of the time they're not doing anything. So run these tests on my own computer versus in the cloud. And the good thing is that GitHub has a way to kind of manage that, self-hosted runners. If you're not familiar with that, you should check that out. Right? That will significantly drop your costs, especially when you're doing all these tests. Right? So anyway, I'm ranting, but if you guys got questions for me, like feel free to ask them, and I'm more than happy to help. Like I'm just really just riffing on things that I've been working on that's been helping me to come up with a more efficient process. We improve our ticketing flow. Let me just show you guys that. Where is it? Hang on, too many things are open. Too many things are open. Ooh, hang on. Come on. Okay, here. So if you go into, oh, of course, can't find anything. I'm gonna go back into, excuse me. But if you go into any of our application now, we got this wrench that says support tickets. You click on that and it'll show you all of this. Of course, like, there's no support tickets in here. Why would there be a support ticket in there? This is the demo system, that's why. Okay, we'll just use this account. Come on. You guys are still with me, right? Somebody say hi. So here, support tickets. So if you go into support tickets, this is where the classification comes in really handy, because the customer can see this task was labeled as an emergency and it was open 24 days. Is that right? Yeah, okay. Oh, this is, yeah, this shouldn't be labeled as emergency, right? Actually, this is a poor example. But because this would have been closed off by now. This is a different problem. This is another ticket. Excuse me. And again, these are systems that I built. They're not like third-party tools or any single thing. This is all being 100% built specifically to handle this process between, support customers suggesting tickets to us working on those tickets, and AI working on those tickets alongside human beings, which is the nuance of this entire conversation. So yeah, there's that. Um, yeah, hopefully you guys are getting something from this. It's, it's hard to kind of gauge because it's such a nuance, like it's such a deep topic, right? Like like I'm like deep in the weeds and I'm very geeky about this stuff. So it's hard to gauge whether there's actually any interest in it. Can I ask question on request? Yeah, 100%, man. Knock yourself out, Mr. Lear One. Yeah, I'm here. That's the whole point of these lives. Ask away. Um, so yeah, so like I said, this is a very very nuanced conversation, but the point that I'm trying to make about with it is that my cost has dramatically gone up. My cost is last year I like it. Copilot computer. This is a reminder. Computer stop. Last year my Copilot was costing me $40, 40. Okay, $40 a month. Actually, before that, it was costing me $10 a month. So $40 was a splurge. Okay, I went from a $40 a month customer to well, okay, just on the GitHub Copilot side, to $1,000 a month customer. That's insane. That's crazy. Okay. On request, like to hop on a call on a live. Yeah, 100% happy to do that. Layer one. Put your question in first. Let's just kind of pre-screen it, and then we'll bring you up. How about that? Right, just to make sure that we're not spamming. Right. But yeah, happy to answer a question. No issues there for sure. Okay. So anyway, I like how worth it is to go into AI engineering for the next 10 years, let's see. Well, okay, so more of a career question you're asking. The short answer is we're quickly getting to a world where there's no such thing as okay. Let me say it differently. I'm gonna answer your question. I promise you, but I always tend to go long winded with this kind of stuff. But I'm gonna try to answer it in a slightly different way. Okay. Um. If you were to say something like if you were to ask me this question in like I don't know when horse and buggy was around, like like horse and carriage, right? Like when people actually transported themselves with like actual horse versus like fun horse and buggy. Is that a thing, right? Horse and buggy. Yeah, like this, right? Like if we were in the olden days, and again, bear with me. I promise I'm going to answer your question. Like you would be asking me a question, and if cars were just a new thing, like the Model T, right? This one here, Model T, MODELT. Yeah, there we go. Ford Model T. You remember, this car, right? This was the first mass production car. Okay, so if you were in the olden days, you and the Model T came out, you would be asking me, you're like, hey man, do you think I should like learn how to drive a car, or should I just like continue with my horse and buggy? Like it's not either or. Okay, um, it's not a what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's not a if, it's a when. So you're pointing the question out in like in the next 10 years. Imagine if you were in the early days looking at somebody with a horse and carriage, and you saw one guy driving the road with a car, and you stood there at the side of the road and you asked yourself the question, hey man, should I learn how to drive a car or should I learn how to do a horse and buggy? Right? Like the obvious answer in today's world is, well, obviously you learn how to drive a car. Like it's right. It's just way more efficient. It's just better in every single way. Okay, that's kind of the question that you're asking me right now, and I'm not trying to insult you. I promise you. I'm just trying to give you some context in how you should be thinking about this. Okay, um, we're in an era where computers are essentially horse and buggy. I hope I'm saying horse right because I have my wife always says like I say horse and she's like no it's horse and I'm like I don't see the difference. She's like no it's horse and I'm like it's horse. She's like no a horse is the thing that you put dead people in. I'm like I don't know the difference. So I have dyslexia so everything comes out kind of weird. Um Horse and buggy, okay? That's all I'm saying. So your question is the equivalent of if we were back in I don't know in 100 or plus 50 years or however long it was, and you're like, hey, do you think I should learn how to drive a car? And I'm like, yes, absolutely, because what computer is at this particular point in time is the equivalent of horse and buggy, and AI in its earliest form is like the Model T today. In fact, we're actually past the Model T. We're more like, what would be the next evolution? It would like be like the early Cadillac. Um, uh, like models, yeah. Okay, early Cadillac model cars. Okay, here. I know I'm kind of stretching my analogy, but just bear with me, okay? I promise you, it's just like this, okay? We're kind of in this era. If I were to give you the era that we're in with thing, I don't know if it's 100% true, but I'm just giving you my analogy, okay? Like 2 years ago, like no, 5 years ago, this is what computers were, all right? And then ChatGPT came along, and ChatGPT was like, "Bam, I'm gonna give you a car," and it's not very fast. In fact, I don't even think it was like faster than a horse and buggy at the time. But where we are today is that this is definitely faster than a horse and buggy. And where we're going is, new Cadillac. I'm just sticking on the Cadillac just because, they were one of the early cars. Like, this is where we're going today. Like, we're going to this with AI. Okay, so this is my analogy to help you on. Okay, can I hop on? Okay, we'll let you jump on. We'll let you jump on. Uh, we'll bring you up. Okay, hang on. I got you. I know I got to figure out how to do this. Colette always makes fun of me when I can't figure this out. Okay, hang on. It's been a while, so multi guess, yes. Is that it? This one here. Accept. There we go. Hello, sir. Say your name. Oh, wait, hang on. I gotta do one more thing because I'm a professional. Okay, say your name.
Hello, I'm Leo.
Okay, hang on. Hey, Leo, how you doing? Okay, hang on. Gotta get the
I'm
sound
good.
thing working so everybody can hear you.
No worries.
So I think it's this one. No, yeah. Okay, I think they can hear you already. Okay, good. Hey, Leo, nice to meet you. Where are you calling from?
Uh, Hi, nice to meet you too. So I was scrolling on live and I kind of really wanted to stumble upon someone who's talking about tech,
Yeah.
and I landed on you, so
Hey,
I stopped and
welcome.
listened for a bit.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Do you think you can like fix the voice again? Because I can hear myself.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Okay, hang on.
Just so
I might have to
sorry.
put in my earpiece or something. But okay, go ahead. We'll see if that could work. If not, I'm gonna find my earpiece somewhere around.
All right. So, as I said, I'm Leo and I'm from Kosovo, which is the first flag in my name.
Okay.
It's a small country and we're elevating very, very quickly, especially on technology. So it
What's the
just
name of the
made
country?
sense.
Sorry.
Kosovo.
Kosovo. Okay,
Kosovo.
got it.
All right. So what I kind of meant to ask, because I listened to you very well, and then I realized that the question that I sent on the chat was a stupid question.
No
Uh,
such thing as a stupid question, but I hear you. Go ahead.
It happens. It happens. So a little backstory.
Yeah.
I've been in tech for about 5 years.
Okay.
I'm 18.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes me when I was 13, I started to learn how to code,
Yeah.
and I just got my first internship this summer.
Congrats.
Everything's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, I go to a school which teaches technology informatics, but
Okay.
currently I was learning electronic
Okay.
engineering. So this year I will go into more like coding stuff. Anyways, the question that I really had was, is it worth? I understand that the hype of AI and everything it's so true and it's real because we've come to a point where AI it's just like a need. It's not like you have to, but
Yeah.
like you need to do it. You
Yes.
need to have it.
100%.
So my thing is, I'm kind of in a dilemma because next year I'm gonna go for college,
Yeah.
right? And I'm stuck in three fields. I know the college that I'm gonna go to, just three fields. That which one could be more rewarding in all of its senses. See, first, everyone back in the like 2020s wanted to do computer science because no one really knew how it was, and if you knew tech, you were like cool and
Yeah.
a lot of money and stuff. Fast forward, freaking 3 years later,
Yeah.
everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
So computer science isn't really an option for me anymore, considering that I've been learning how to code for the past 5 years and that's not really something that I need.
Okay.
So option one, software engineering,
Mm-hmm.
kind of the same thing, just a little bit more practical.
Yeah.
Option two, AI engineering, and then option three, which is starting to stick with me for a little bit, is actually robotics.
Okay.
See, at school I learned electrical engineering and
Got you.
like electronics.
Got
I
you.
know a little bit of code. Why not put it all together? And I don't know. I'm stuck.
Got you.
I'm stuck.
Yeah. No. No. It's fair. And I don't blame you for being confused. Okay. I want to be clear. When I was 18, I was confused just as much as you are. So yeah,
Mhm.
I 100%. Um, why not all three?
Okay. The thing here is that once you pick a field,
Yeah.
right? If you pick a field,
Yeah.
you go into that field.
Yeah.
So if I were to go, for example, software engineering,
Yeah.
I would learn code. I'd learn like from the basic, like HTML, go on to the harder stuff like C++, C
Yeah.
Sharp, and then at the end, I'll just get a degree which says I graduated software engineering.
Got
And
it.
then obviously, like I'll be like 22, kind of have to get a job by
Right.
then. So it's not like I have the time to switch fields
Understood.
on and off.
Understood. Got it. So
So I
what?
kind of want one which is worth having in the
Yeah.
next 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Why 10 years? Because if I were to choose computer science, no offense to that, I
Yeah.
that's the reason I started to code. I don't feel comfortable with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I honestly don't feel comfortable with it.
Got it. Got it. And so, but the robotics will do some aspect of computers, like it has to. It's going to be more on the electronic side, but it's going to be some, I don't know, programming Arduinos and that kind of stuff. Like I'm
Yeah.
sure, right? So you still
Mm-hmm.
will do programming in itself. So okay, this is a very very good question. In fact, it's way deeper than you're 100% right than the message that you give me, and I'm happy that I brought you up. So let's let don't go to college. That's where
Yeah, I
Rodrigo.
read that. I
Yeah.
swear to God, it's not up to my listen. It's not up to something that I really want to do because
Yeah.
when I put it in my head, I already know code plus the sources that we have to learn more.
Yeah.
Like with AI, Claude, for example. Oh my God, that thing is out of this world.
That's right.
It's
Yes.
not something that like I want to do, but it's something that I kind of have to.
Understood.
Because realistically, if I want to apply for a bigger or higher position, and it just requires to have a degree.
Yes. Yes. I
They
understand.
probably won't
Yes.
even look at it.
Yeah.
You need to have it.
I got you. I got you. And this is a very very fair point. And I promise you, I'm going to answer your question in a sec.
All right, thank
Rodrigo
you.
though is not wrong. Okay. At the end of the day, he's 100% right. You're going to end up pulling all these things together. Okay. But I'll go into a little bit. I'm going to go into a little bit more depth. And by the way, I appreciate you guys actually commenting on the chat of this call because this is kind of cool, and maybe we'll do some more of this in the future. Okay,
Definitely.
so here's my thought process on this. So number one is So I'll start with my world, and then I'll share your world, and then I'll get to your question. So my world is this. Okay, I literally, like you, I mean, went to high school, but I came out of college. I came out of high school and couldn't get into college because there's Antigua. It's in the Caribbean. My grades, I had
Mm.
98% on maths. I had a 40% in French. Okay, I hate French. Okay, I'm sorry for all the French people out there. And so as a result, my grades weren't good enough to get into to the one college on the island that had you only 600 people they accept. So it was very tough. I just didn't get it. Whatever. And long story short is end up selling computers door to door. Figured out I had no idea how to use these things. Started learning it. My boss said he needs a website, and I'm like, man, if you just buy me some books, I'll build you a website, and that the rest is history. I'm literally teaching programming to the internet. Okay, so that's my story. Um, so all the jobs that I've had, like from product engineer to software architect to senior developer to like you name it, none of the jobs ever asked me for like what's your qualification. Like they just didn't care. What I did was I sold one myself by personality, and secondly I showed them all of the things that I did, and that was enough to land pretty much any job. So I give you that context to say that you can go pretty far without a degree, 100%, and I think you know that already. The issue
Sure.
is that there's certain professions to like you absolutely need a degree. So as a random example, my wife is a nurse, for instance. If she doesn't have the papers and the qualification, like I guarantee you, she's not getting into any hospital, right?
Sure.
So
Sure.
it depends on the vertical that you're trying to get into. The degree really matters, and definitely in certain, like no question in the engineering space, like absolutely 100% you need a degree. There's no question about it. So to answer your question a little bit more direct now, where I think I would go, and actually, hang on, I'm curious to see what Rajul said. Just make sure that college is on your way, or on your education. Yeah, make sure that just make sure. Sorry, just make sure that college,
That
the
college does
way
not get in the way
of
of
your
your
does
education.
not get in your way. Okay, that was behind my blurred thing here. Got it. Um, yeah. So that's 100% right. So there's a difference between like just going to college to get the paper versus like
Yeah, and there's
truly
a yeah,
understanding enough, right? So
exactly, exactly.
so here's what I would, if I were you, and like I just, if the money was the same, I don't know, but if it was right, and I still had to come up with a degree, I'd personally go along the lines of the electronic slash engineering type route, because
Hmm.
I know a lot of people that have done that, and then they just come out and they're software developers. Like I literally have friends that they were by trade electrical engineer or whatever it is, and like they're just software engineers today from a developer standpoint. However, from that perspective, it kind of gives you a secondary layer. Like for me right now, like I play around with Arduinos and electronic type stuff, but I don't know engineer electronics. My dad is an electrical engineer and he knows that stuff, but he doesn't know programming. So we get this weird world where we try to kind of collide,
Ah,
kind of deal, right? But I've been
yeah.
I've been slowly teaching him programming. He's been slowly teaching me electronics. But what I feel is, if you have a solid foundation on the electronics part, adding the layer of AI and computer, programming type of stuff becomes significantly easier because you have that foundational layer on the electronic side. So that would be the route that I would just kind of naturally push you towards. Because then you
Hmm.
can, you got avenues. You got robotics, which is obviously going to become a major industry as we kind of get more fluent with AI and artificial intelligence and all the craziness that's
Yeah.
going on there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the robotics and the so another way to say this is like you can't replace the physical. Okay, and what do I mean by that?
Exactly.
Right?
That's the only issue that I have with this because I asked my professor like
Yeah,
I'm so I know that this isn't really good, but I'm in a position where I constantly question what's gonna
yeah,
happen to me, and I just simply I question a lot of my choices.
yeah.
And I asked my professor one time, I was like, what are some of the jobs slash careers that
Yeah,
are gonna have no impact or little to no impact
yeah,
on AI?
yeah. Yeah.
And he literally just said, he said, everything that's outside a screen, everything that's inside a screen is gonna get like cooked or replaced or just different. Everything that's outside, no impact. At least for another 50 years.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's gray areas there because like you're gonna like a plumber won't be replaced tomorrow, right? But you'll end
Yeah,
up having like AI. Let's put that in air quotes. Equipment that a plumber is using, but he still got to go down in there, like whatever,
exactly. Yeah,
right?
you still got to
So
do it, you
yeah,
know?
and so electronics kind of fall into that realm. Like yeah, you might have like specialized robots that's doing sort of the electronics and the physical type of stuff, but if you got to repair these things or you got to like take, like there's fields where it's like it's just there's just a physical aspect to it until we get so good that these AIs have the same dexterity as a human being with their fingers and stuff like that. There's going to be a
Mm.
gap there, and personally that's where I would kind of push a little bit. And then one other layer I'll add to this. So I told you my dad is an electronic engineer. He knows programming, but he knows programming on like a really really, let's call it like a low level, and it's not the modern programming that we know. It's like all old stuff. However,
Mhm.
in the Caribbean in Antigua, they normally buy a bunch of like old equipment and they bring it down to the Caribbean from America. So all the leftover equipments from like the 1980s and 1970s or whatever, they bring down there. And he has a like it's just a crazy business because he's one of the only people on the island that knows electronics and knows how to program a computer enough to fix like an excavator or a backhoe or whatever type of heavy duty equipment. And so it's because there's tons of electronic people on the island. Not many people know how to program. And so just by having that layer, like he has a really solid foundation of electronics and he knows just enough programming to be able to program like a circuit board to like fix an excavator outside of whatever the manufacturer has. Or he'll read the schematics diagram and he'll be like, okay, yeah, I know how to do that, and he'll just write the program for it kind of deal. That intersection is going to become super super important as we kind of get into this world. I personally believe, and this is coming from a software developer, that the world of software development as we know is done. Like it's just done. Like there's still a need for software developers, but significantly less software developers. And
Exactly.
what they're really looking for in the software space now is people that could think at such a high level because they understand the full stack from end to end. Your
Hmm.
ability to understand the software stack but then go one layer down into the electronics give you an advantage over a lot of people, and that's what you're going to start seeing that pattern where people just expect you to know the full stack, right? Does that help a lot in any way?
It does.
Yeah.
It does, but I'm kind of thinking, see, with the electronic part,
Hmm.
again, I kind of got scammed on my choice. Uh, just listen to the name, Technology Informatics, okay? What do you think that's
Okay.
about?
Technology informatics, interesting. I don't know what informatics is, but if I had to think about it,
Informatics is just a
information.
longer way of saying IT.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was thinking information. So, okay, IT, got it. Yeah, so that's putting you along the lines of like just doing I mean, I don't want
Exactly.
not trying to dismiss
When
the
I
IT people,
joined,
but yeah, I got you.
I could have the choice with my grades in like what's before high school in English.
Yeah.
You get the point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Screw it,
yeah.
you get the point.
Yeah,
With my grades, I could have went into like a general high school,
got you.
where you learn everything and
Yes, yes,
whatever.
yes.
But I was so into tech that I found the only school in my area which teaches tech.
Okay.
And when I entered, I thought it was gonna be like software because informatics in my
Yes.
language just means informatique,
Got it.
which and
Information,
if you
yes.
put it in English, it just means software,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
And I'm like, okay, I'll learn software here and then go to college and everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I enter and for the first 2 years, all I learn is just circuits, circuits
Got it.
after circuits, and not even that advanced of circuits. Of course, I start like, what is a resistor? What is a
Yeah,
capacitor?
yeah,
What
yeah,
is a
yeah.
chip?
Got
And
you.
then go to computers. When I go to computers, I learn each component of a computer
Got it.
from scratch
Yep.
again.
Yep.
So I literally had to learn about CPU again.
Understood.
And just now, I mean, like winter of last year,
Yeah.
we got into servers. So
Okay.
I
Got it.
didn't really understand how servers could
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
So I understood what is a LAN, a
Yep.
PAN, a MAN,
Yep.
all of these things.
Yeah. But
And now,
yeah.
now in 12th grade, I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
keep
no,
cutting
no,
you
go,
off.
go, go, go.
And now in 12th grade, which I'll start on Tuesday, is going to be more of a practical version. So,
Yeah.
like, we'll go to actual companies. That sounds good until you know what the companies are going to make you do.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm literally going to have to set up cameras
Yeah. I got to. Yeah.
and
I
just
got to.
that's fuck.
Yes. Now, okay. So to be fair, um, understanding those layers is important. Like I can build a computer right now because I've built so many computers in the past, but I was
Mhm.
self-taught, right? Like I just literally just I was like, oh, I need to build a computer. I'm just gonna learn how to do this. And fun story for you. I hacked the internet. I shouldn't be saying this on the internet, but whatever. This is like 20 years ago. Hacked the local ISP in my country, and I basically broadcast an email out to everybody on the island, 70,000 people, and
Yo.
and basically told them I could repair computers, and that was my first business. Okay, so but I didn't know how to like build a computer. I just think, but as I keep running into problems, I learned how to put them together, and I was like, oh, this is what a hard, oh, this is how you configure a hard drive. And back then, you had to actually configure the stuff to get it working. It was not like these modern day type stuff. So my point is
Uh,
that like because I learned those layers, you know, coming into the software world, I have some mental knowledge of how these things are put together. And so when you start talking about like servers and racks of servers and how they're like set up in a data center, even though like I don't care about that stuff, I have some understanding that, and that foundation, honestly, it helps you become a better architect because you kind of understand right down to the, that's what an architect really is. They understand the super small, sort of low level right up to like the big sort of like how does this stack up in network between the US and I don't know Australia or whatever, and how they're connected like
mhm.
that's what a true architect understand. And essentially what you're making yourself by understanding that base layer is you're making yourself a full stack developer, and that has different meanings to different people. But my definition in this particular case of full stack means that you know code right down to electronics. But Rodrigo is making a really good point here. He's asked if you know about how to market. The truth is, none of the skills really matter unless you understand how to sell yourself, because that's a real skill that most people.
I'd say, okay, this is not something that I can answer easily
Yeah,
because unlike how you had experience and everything,
yeah.
all I could do for a local business is literally uh, talk about myself as if I was Elon Musk online
Okay,
and just yap about every idea, every project, even if maybe 70% of those projects that are on my LinkedIn and all of these are probably still on my laptop, not finished,
okay.
but I just wanted to
Yeah,
share.
yeah, yeah,
And I've
yeah.
been to hackathons, I've been to places like this, but to the point where I could actually do something for someone and get
Mm-hmm.
paid for that,
Yeah, no,
I've been stuck because of my age.
got it.
I applied one time for an instructor. I applied one for a web developer. Simple things for me.
Yeah.
As soon as they saw I was like 16, 15, I was like, no, no,
Yeah,
no way.
so I'm willing to bet that's because you applied in your country. Okay,
Yes,
you
yes.
you're stuck in a local minded market that can't see beyond their years, and so as a result, they assume that 16 year doesn't mean any single thing. Okay, I understand this very
Um,
clearly because I grew up in a culture in Antigua in the Caribbean where like at so you're 18, so maybe a little bit older than that, maybe like 1920, somewhere around there, when I was doing door-to-door computers. Fast forward a little bit later, and I was also doing door-to-door selling websites for companies. And short story, um, I like at the time. Now, mind you, this is the early days of the internet, so people didn't understand what a website was. So I had to educate them on what a website was. And I kid you not, we would have a cruise ship, like one of those massive cruise ships, would come into the port, and the businesses would be right next to the port, and we would try to sell them a website, and they would look at us and they'd be like, well, why would I need that? Because the boat comes right here, and they just walk into my door. And we try to explain to them, well, these people are coming from North America, and they want to like Google you on the internet and find, it wasn't Google back then, it was like Astrofilter or whatever. They want to Google you, find your business, and then basically like figure out where they want to go. So having a website would benefit you. They couldn't understand the concept. It was just way too far outreach for them. And so it came to a point where I recognized as a person that if I stayed on this island, I was going to be held back. And long story short, that's how I ended up coming to Canada and stuff like that. So my point is, what you have to learn how to do, and you have the internet now. Back then, I didn't have the internet to this degree. Is you have to learn how to start finding business outside of your region, and the way to do that is go on like Elance, or they don't call it Elance anymore. Go on like Upwork, or go on any one of the sites where you could create yourself a profile and start doing business jobs for like super cheap, and then work your way up. And I guarantee
Like
you,
Fiverr?
like Fiverr. Fiverr is equivalent to that, but don't do Fiverr
I
right now
did
because they
that.
just changed their.
I got nothing. I did
Well,
that. I got absolutely nothing.
what that translates to is you have a deficiency in your ability to do marketing, and that's the thing that you have to learn, right? But
The
so
thing,
yeah,
yeah,
go
that's
ahead,
actually
go
true.
go
But
go.
like, I feel like what really was the issue with me is that people over here don't they didn't even know about that, so I purposely changed my location to be somewhere in Germany.
Got
Then
it.
everything that popped up was
German.
30-year-old developers, Germans,
Okay,
who had about 10 years of experience, and no one would even look at me.
got
Like
you. Yeah, 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 yeah.
realistically.
No, no, it's totally fair. It's totally fair. So, uh, well, I can't speak for Fiverr so much, but I could talk for Upwork. There's a guy. Oh man, there's a guy. He's like one of the most popular guy, and if you don't know him, you should know him. His name is Nick Savar. Oh my goodness, I'm pronouncing his name wrong. Canadian as well too, which I'm proud to say. And he runs a school, a little expensive. It's called oh my goodness, Maker School, and he has some really good courses on how to like position yourself on Fiverr or Upwork. In this particular case, he uses Upwork
Hmm.
to be able to get good thing. In fact, I literally just
It's almost time to pick
exit
up
his
your
school.
child.
Like I literally, like I'm talking like I don't know, a month ago, canceled my subscription to the thing Maker, SKOL, Maker School is it? Maker School Nick, and here in fact he's doing like 300K a month on school or some craziness just by doing this. But even if you can't do his school, do his YouTube, and you will learn so much from this guy. In fact, you'll probably never come back to my channel as a result. This guy here, like, just go watch his stuff. He'll show you how to do the marketing and do the messaging for your channel, for you, like to be able to like present yourself. The thing that you have to learn, I'm going to stress this enough: learn the code, learn the electronics, because I think you'll have an advantage between the two. And it doesn't matter what they're teaching you in school, just learn it on the side. And with AI, you could learn any single thing. And just spend the rest of your time truly understanding how to sell to people and how to
Hmm.
like literally market yourself. And just to be clear, I know you kind of dismiss the marketing that you're doing. The mere fact that you're
Hmm.
putting what you're doing online means that you got a leg up on other people, because that's literally what I'm doing. I'm on this call right now, and all I'm doing is sharing with people like what I did for the month. That's it. That's marketing in today's world, right? People value that.
Hmm.
So you continue to do that over time, and if you do it consistently enough, then you'll start building an audience, and then you could either sell to that audience and or do something else. But the point is, that's the definition of marketing. But understanding the selling part requires a little bit of science, and a guy like Nick can help you out with that part for sure. And me, I'm more than happy to help you as well too. Are you in the school
Yeah, I
community?
followed you. I followed you,
Well, you
so I
just
see you're
randomly
around.
met me today, so that's great. But if you join the school community, Vibe Code, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Dwayne ZWAIN is free. Going to be paid soon, by the way.
I
Going to be
think you
free.
blurred out your screen a little bit.
Did I? Oh, it might be. It might just be my Mac computer. So I just dropped it in the
Okay.
chat. So
Okay.
join the school, and yeah, and I'll join, or Rodrigo. Yes, yes, yes. Nice to meet you, Rodrigo. I appreciate the comments as well too. That's been very helpful. But yeah, he's 100% right about the sales part. Because I'll say this last thing. I've been programming for 20 years. Okay, like I started from like basic HTML, and then I learned how to do a database, and then I was like, oh, it looks ugly. Let me learn graphics. So I learned Photoshop, and I just kept going on. And then I was like, oh, I don't know how to build an application. Then it just kept going and on until I just kept doing that, and then eventually I got my first customer and I built a small application for her, and it was a really small, crappy application. But the point is that I just kept hacking away at it, and I promise you, I didn't know half the stuff that I did today. Um,
Mm.
but but it was just the act of just jumping into the deep end and saying I could learn something, and then going on the internet and just researching it and just hacking until I get it right. And that's how come I got to a foundation. But even though I've been what I would consider a half decent programmer, I don't consider myself a programmer. I just happen to be the guy that kind of learns enough just to be able to get by. That's how I would describe myself. The thing that I regret not learning the most was how to actually sell consistently and reliably. And I that's the
Mm.
thing. Like when I was 17, I'm not making the story up because I know you're 18 now, but when I was 17, I remember my dad took me out. He was like, because I wanted a car, and it was back then it was like the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 3. It was like the coolest thing, and it still is a cool car today. And I wanted it, and it was like, I don't know, it was like $2,000. It wasn't expensive, but it was like a second hand or whatever. And he, I asked him, he's like, okay, he said $2,000. So I'm calculating in my head, and in my head I was like, oh, that's only, I just gotta sell 3 websites, because I told you I was doing websites. So in my brain I was like, okay, I just gotta sell 3 websites and I could come back and buy this car. It's been 20 years. I never sold those 3 websites. I never got that car. Okay. So I'm telling you that story to say that, like, that to this day, like, I don't know, I'm way older than you. Okay. I'm not even trying to rat out my age on the internet, but
No, it's
I'm
okay,
like,
man.
like that story still stuck with me because like it was a painful lesson, because it was 3 websites to get a car, and I couldn't sell those 3 websites. I just couldn't figure out how to do it fast enough. So learning how to just sell, and that means one, putting yourself online first and just kind of sharing stuff, and then turning that into like how to come up with a process to close people. Super valuable skill. You will, like, once you learn it once and you get it, you can keep iterating and making money in all different shape or form, even when the market changes on you. All right, so this AI stuff might be the new buzz, and who knows what's going to be the next best thing. But the
Mm.
selling and learning how to convince people to buy your stuff, it never goes away. It just keeps evolving. All right. So anyway, hopefully that's been helpful. And
Thank you.
yeah, no worries.
I
Yeah, no
appreciate
worries. So
it.
I want to hear your journey, and I want to continue keeping in contact. So join the school. Feel free to message me, ask any questions. I'm now that I'm back, I'm going to be a lot more engaging in the school community, and by all means, please come again on the live and ask your questions.
Of course.
All right.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Mm,
Maybe I asked again like questions which didn't really make sense, but I'm just trying to figure out my path on these things.
yeah.
Realistically, just to finish things off, I I think that what could work is I'm talking college here,
Mm-hmm.
is if I were to go to an AI engineer
Okay.
college, understand because I know code. Now let's
Yeah.
understand how the brain of an AI works,
Yes.
and then on the side, I can maybe go on a course or just
Yeah.
online learn how electronics work.
Yeah.
Show that on LinkedIn, put it on my CV and stuff like that, and God knows
Correct.
best where I'll be.
Yeah.
Cause maybe God knows, but hopefully not. But maybe I'll die tomorrow, so I'm kind of speaking too quick.
Hey,
But
man. You got.
nothing is in my hands.
You,
But outside of that, thank you for the time, and I enjoyed it. And you'll see me here quite more.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're here every Friday, as long as I'm not on vacation.
All right,
Yeah, no,
sounds
good,
good.
good to hear you. Good to hear you. Yeah, okay, appreciate it. All right, I think I got
All right,
another request. Maybe we'll do one more. Let's do one more. Okay,
all right.
so you got to
I'm
remove
gonna head
yourself,
out.
and then yeah, yeah, yeah. All right,
Yeah, I'm
thanks,
gonna head
Phil.
out.
All right. Multi request. Next thing. Okay, so hang on. Next, we got to do some rules here. So put your question in the chat. We're gonna answer it, and then I'm gonna bring you up. I just want to make sure that the type of question that you're asking is within the confines of stuff that we're talking about. Rodrigo, I appreciate you. I appreciate you actually, engaging and engaging with the chat. Drop your message here. Next to that, and then I'm going to bring you up. I'm going to bring you up. I promise it. Thing, but I just want to kind of in between while you put in your question, just kind of chat with the audience a bit. So first of all, I want to say, sometimes I swear, I promise you guys, every Friday I'm like, oh man, I gotta go do a live. Like I gotta do the live, and and here's the things that I know, okay, and I still think like this. I'm like, you show up to a live, you always get value and you always connect with somebody that needs your help and can use your help. That's number one. The second thing is, I know that we're talking about marketing, and this live is part business, part my personal journey, and part sharing the things that I learned from a coding standpoint. It's like everything. It's not just coding, okay? And I've been really trying to work on that. And the thing that I struggle with the most is like every week I these lives are unplanned. I'm like, what am I gonna talk about? Like, I'm gonna go on live for 3 hours. What am I gonna say? Like, what am I gonna talk to people about? And I promise, every single time you guys show up, whoever you are on the internet, the Colette I know is like a super fan. I call her a super fan because she's been with me for a while. But every time you guys show up, I get something out of it, and it motivates me to keep doing this, and to like I keep beating myself because I'm like, I'm not doing a good job with my school community. I got so many courses that I want to put together for you guys. I have so much content, and it's just been a struggle because I'm also running two different companies, and I got people, there's just stuff going on, so it's been a little hard. But like a call like what I just had with I forgot his name already. My goodness, it's like 2 seconds ago. It's so sad, it's out of my head. But anyway, the previous caller that I had just gives me inspiration to keep doing these lives and showing up for you guys. So all I ask in return is you just give me a little bit of heart, because the algorithm gods, that's just how they work, and so we just got to please them, just so more people can learn from these lives, and that's it. That's all I ask. So I appreciate it very, very much. Can you connect so Hank, can you connect your custom app to Claude app AI conversation? That's a really, really good question. And you know what? It's the thing that I'm actually working on or thinking about right now. I haven't done it just because I've been so busy, and well, I was on vacation, that too. But it's my next thing. In fact, you know what? Maybe we could even start thinking about that for my next live. I think I might actually do that, because it's something that has been really, really like super on my mind. So I'm gonna put that on, and I'm gonna try to work through the details on that for the next live. And the other thing that I want to mention quickly, and then I promise you I'm gonna bring you up. I'm gonna bring you up. I saw something today that might be able to do it. Yeah. Okay. So by all means, feel free to now know about the Vibe Coding to Profit community. Feel free to drop it inside of there, because I'm really interested in it. I'm deeply desire the community link. Yes, okay, deeply desire. That's funny. I appreciate you being desire in my link. That's funny. But yes, no, share it inside of there, Rodrigo, because I want people to participate in the community. Two is I want I want people to kind of share their experiences, but more importantly, it'll remind me that I can do something on that live as well too. The other thing that I want to share very quickly, I don't know if you guys know this, okay, but this is a golden opportunity. All right, and I'm not overselling this in any single way. I'm pretty certain I'm not. ChatGPT, while I look for it, because I don't even know how, I just saw it today. ChatGPT now supports you having ads. So ChatGPT ads. Okay, you can now do ads on ChatGPT. Here. Okay, guys, do not sleep on this. Okay, excuse me. Okay, I've been on this live for 2 hours, rambling about a whole bunch of random stuff. Okay, if nothing else, if you got any business, go do this. All right, like, go do this. Spend $20, spend $30, whatever it is, and just test ads for your business. I promise you, I'm gonna do this. I haven't done it, but I will do this. Okay, any single time you have a product that just has an insane amount of users, when the platform launches like an ad platform product, like, you get insane benefits at the start, and they're gonna promote the hell out of your product at the early days, because the platform is empty. Nobody's on it. No, ChatGPT has like 100 billion users, or however, 800 billion users, or whatever. I don't know the number now. It's just all over the place. 1 billion users or something like that, weekly active members or something, whatever the number is. The point is, get in there and get in there fast, because the ads are going to be cheap, and the ads are going to allow you to promote stuff in a way that you can't do on Facebook and other platforms. So just trust me on this one. I'm gonna try to do some stuff, some content on these type of platform, because I'm gonna do it for my own platform. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, okay, back up a little bit. Again, I'm all over the place today because I'm just coming back for the first time, so I could think. Let me take this off. Headset. That's my sales headset, by the way. Okay, let's do you next. Okay, here. So you shared something other today that changed my life. Our Codex browser, blah blah. Really interesting. Okay, I'm curious. Okay, hang on. So okay, let's see if we could get this thing going here. So okay, accept. Oh no guess. Okay, yeah. So hang on, you accept. Okay, so you're there. Okay. Next step.
Non, il dit c'est Monsieur T qui il va donner à Monsieur T, même propre à Monsieur T pour maman.
Oui.
Okay.
Oui.
That is not English.
Tu vois, même maman aussi ne veut pas que Monsieur T amène.
Ouais.
Tu vois? Ça veut dire qu'on est dans le même sens.
Ouais.
Hi.
Ouais.
Can you hear
Ouais.
me?
Non, vraiment.
Okay, next time we might have to
Vraiment.
make
Sinon,
you
ça va? Oh, ok.
Next
Ma sœur jumelle.
going
Ah.
once.
Hello?
Going to next one. Yeah.
Ça va? Non, ça va bien,
Next
alhamdulillah.
No. Okay.
Oui, on est là, alhamdulillah.
All right, buddy. I'm gonna have to kick
Ah,
you
oui.
out.
Bon appétit. Bon appétit.
Okay.
Ouais.
I gotta kick you out next time. I don't know what's going on there, and he's talking to somebody else in another language. Yeah. Membership, you just joined. Colette, how are you? Why don't you jump up? You've been thinking. You want to chat? It'd be good to get caught up and see how things are going with you. I would be more than happy to hear how things are going with you if you're up for a chat. Wow, look at us. We got a live going. A live call in. Maybe we should just, I don't know. I don't. Every week I change the format of the show. It's not a show, guys. It's just me telling you guys about my life. Membership pending. Okay, I got you. Here's Colette. By the way, you guys gonna have to show me how to do that membership, like join a ask a host thing. Hey, Colette, how are you doing?
Hey, I want why isn't my picture showing up? Did you change something?
Me? Come on.
I think TT changed something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It only shows up like that when I'm talking to international people,
Oh,
and
really?
Canada is no longer international, so I don't know why. Yeah.
Interesting. I
When
don't ask
when
me.
your platform,
Yeah.
it's when your platform are separate, different.
Okay, got
Like
it.
a European
right.
platform
Yes.
of TT.
Okay, got it. Yeah,
So
yeah. Yep.
Canada must have a different
Say no
platform
more.
now.
Yeah, 100%. We know. Yeah. Anyway, the Chinese versus the Americans. The war will continue.
No, it's not that anymore. It's not that. It's America versus America. Okay.
I got you. This is 100% true. So how are you?
I'm still hanging in there, still looking for a job.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
the job market in America
Very tough.
it sucks. Yeah, it's
Yes.
very tough,
Yeah.
especially in IT. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
Yeah, I got you. Now
I've added that Nick Sarev guy.
Yes.
I subscribed to him. Yeah.
As in today or before?
Since you mentioned, as of today, since you mentioned
man,
him.
I got it. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Okay, sorry. Let me tell you about him for a couple of minutes. Okay, just for a couple of minutes. Okay.
Okay.
He is my inspiration. Okay, this guy makes me feel like a failure. I'm being real with you guys. Okay, we're talking real. I'm just being real with y'all. Okay. So to give some background context, and I'm just, again, I love sharing this stuff because I want to be real about the entrepreneur journey and how hard it is. Okay. When I met this guy, he had like 8,000 subscribers. I'm not making this up. He had like 8,000 subscribers, this channel that I'm showing you here. This is his second channel. Okay, his primary channel has like 500 and like here there 500
Yeah,
subscribers.
505K.
1,000
Yeah, that's the
subscribers.
one that I just subscribed to.
There we go. Okay, now two things. All right, one is this guy proves to me that consistency wins. Okay, and I'm again, I'm being real, because when I started out, I had a channel, I still do, Dwayne Unfinished. I'm just putting all my baskets out. All my
You named it
Dwayne.
Unfinished?
Yeah, because that's what it is. It's an unfinished channel. I got a channel called Dwayne Unfinished. Why? Because Dwayne has a bunch of random projects that he's never finished, and I was like, you know what? Somebody can benefit from this, so I'm just gonna name my channel Dwayne Unfinished. Okay, so this is my side channel. This is not my main channel. This is the channel that I started, my first original channel, and the reason why I did it is because I just wanted to talk raw stuff, like no editing, no nothing. I just basically just put random stuff on there. And one of my first videos that I put on the channel, most popular here, has like 31,000 views, because it was just it's so raw that my kid at the time, he was like, I don't know, a year and something, literally just vomited on my shirt. I didn't even change it. I just wiped it off and I said, okay, I'm gonna do a video now. I just recorded the video, and that video kind of blew up. It's kind of crazy. And since then I've gotten offers for sponsor deals and stuff from this channel here. However, I give you all that background to say this thing is only sitting at 645 subscribers. And when I was posting videos, Nick was following my channel, and he was actually commenting on the videos. He was like, dude, I really love your stuff. Like, you're really good at this. And I commented on a couple of his videos. But the difference is, and I'm literally putting all my like dirty laundry out here. The difference is he's been consistently posting every single day for like a year and a half or something like that.
Every day?
Every single day he put out a YouTube video for a year and something, and his channel just kept growing like there's no tomorrow. Like I said, now he's at 500 and whatever thing. Now he back off of that a little bit, okay? And then he was putting out such great content and such quality stuff that then he moved on. He started the second channel that talks about the behind the scenes. That's what his daily update channel is about. It's just him doing even more raw content and sharing about his business and the challenges that he's having, and he's doing it every single day. And I'm like, damn, bro. I'm just hoping I could get to that level where I could just put out a video every single day. Anyway, I gave you his story to say this, that if you're an entrepreneur, this is the level of commitment that you need. And you just have to do one thing consistently every single day, and then eventually it'll just blow up. And I truly is my inspiration. And the school community that he has, he won the school games last year because he was the highest revenue earning person in school, and he was doing I think it was like $350,000 per month. Okay, so just to give you an idea of yeah. So I'm like, dude, you're just crushing it in every single way.
So the student has surpassed the teacher.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. This is the goal. This is why I do this. So every single one of you can pass me, okay? Like and that would be a blessing to me. I swear. I promise.
But then you need to stop doing once a week on a Friday and do it every single day.
To be honest with you, that's
365, man.
I'm serious. Like I literally have been thinking about that every single day for the last like month. I was like, you got to start going to lives every day. You got to start doing lives every day. I know what's going to work, and I'm not questioning whether it's going to work. It's just I got a lot of stuff going on, so I'm just trying to balance it out a little bit. But what I figured is that if I go live every day at different times of the day, then that could work also. So you might see me doing that. I'm not saying I'm committing to that, but I might.
Right.
So
right.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about you. Yeah. So have you?
I got nothing going on.
well, what I'm curious about is you did your launch on your stuff. Did you get any more customers on your platform
Okay. Now the platform that is blowing up.
Yeah.
Is the smallspotter.com. .us. That is blowing up.
Okay.
I have 56 people now. This is free. But I ain't gonna say too much online, but
Okay.
you and I know, although things are free, they're not necessarily free.
Yeah, I got you.
However, besides time being a very expensive commodity,
Yes.
also is information
Okay.
and data. So yeah.
Got it.
So I have you told me to go for a certain higher level because I originally had it like 20 and under
Yes,
employees.
yes.
Now I'm 50. I'm 49 employees plus the owner
Okay,
down,
got
right?
it. Mhm.
So guess what happened this morning? I wake up to 2 requests
Okay.
from companies that have over 500 employees trying to get into my platform. So I thought this was a great opportunity to promote about it. So
Right.
I made a Facebook post about how I'm very diligent and making sure that it's a community for us micro businesses only. And unlike the other directories that are out there that just let the big guy in, and then, again, we're falling behind.
Right.
So this is what I said in my post. So I made a wonderful graphic where it shows the back end.
Yeah.
And of course I hid certain stuff.
Yeah.
And it shows the 2 names of these big companies.
Right.
And then it says denied. Over 50 employees, not a fit. It says things are growing fast for a small spotter.
Okay.
I now have 56 approved businesses listed. A small spotter was created for real micro businesses, solo business owners, freelancers, independent professionals, and very small owner-led companies that often struggle to get noticed.
Got you.
And now something interesting is happening.
Yeah.
Larger small businesses with more than 50 employees and some over 500 employees are trying to get into my directory.
Right.
They'll be denied. It says Small Spotter is not trying to become another directory where the bigger companies eventually take over
Got
the
it.
space.
Okay.
I built it to help the little businesses. And so basically I'm saying that. But what I also do is I'm also doing articles.
Yeah.
I'm also doing articles under the resources.
Okay.
And it gives small businesses information on marketing. How do you market with the tight budget?
Yeah.
So I'm doing a lot of those things.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a lot of people in, and what I got coming is marketing, and this is just for free people.
Okay.
Now what I got coming is going to be for the featured paid people.
Yeah.
And these are I can't say too much because I ain't trying to get nobody stealing my ideas.
Yeah.
So,
I got you.
but basically it's going to be their own
Yep.
environment for them.
Yeah, I got you. Their own page, you'll highlight them in special ways on the website, all that kind of stuff.
No,
I got it.
more than that. No,
Okay,
more
got
than
you.
that.
Okay,
no.
that's fine.
No.
When you launch, we can talk about it a little bit more. However,
Right.
my question to you is: have you reached out to those the bigger companies that made a request? Was there a
Oh,
name or email address?
when
or-
I have their information. I have it saved. It's archived.
Okay.
And I've set it up where when I reject them, I reject them based on not being a certain fit.
Got it.
And they got that email.
Okay, got it.
But I think it was kind of like maybe their marketing person out just trolling, seeing where they can get in to fit in.
Automation type stuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
got
they use the same name,
Got you.
but it's 2 different companies.
Understood. Got it. Okay, so
But they do the same thing.
understood. Got it. So, what you're suggesting is it might just be like a bot trying to find places that it can be listed online for backlinks and that sort of
So,
stuff.
right. Maybe. Yeah.
Got
I'm
it.
thinking it is. But I reserved to archive all rejected listings.
Yeah.
And having it checked. So if they do another listings, I have a history.
Understood.
Notification for the admin, which is me.
Yeah.
That tells me, okay, somebody with the same email address tried or what, that
Got it.
kind of stuff.
Got it. So you should check. So you should fact check it based on the domain, not just the email. Because if somebody does info, and
Well,
then
see,
they
the
do
problem
sales,
with the domain, this is the problem with the domain.
Yeah.
You can't use Outlook, Yahoo, Gmail because everybody has that same domain.
Oh, no, no,
So
no. I
you
meant the
could be
website. The website. Are they putting in the website
oh
URL?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
strip the
yeah,
website out, use
yeah.
that, because then now that allows you to at least to fact check any single website on that cert, right? The website would be on a list already,
Right,
right?
right.
Versus the email address. However,
But I don't want to do a blacklist or a
no, no,
ban
no, no, no.
or
It's not a ban. It's
anything.
just it's a
No.
soft it's a soft blacklist, if you will, until you decide what to do with it. That being said, though, I would personally, I mean, I would try and reach out to the company, because there is a chance, right, in some weird world, possibly, that this company is interested in listing their stuff on your directory. We don't know. It might be a long shot, but there's a possibility. If you talk to the marketer, like, hey, this happened. Do you guys know about this? Just curious, whatever. Message them on LinkedIn, etc. Right? If in the odd chance that this is indeed a legit request, you could get some insight from these people as to what is it that made them interested in your directory, if it is, right? So at bare minimum, I would do that. The other thing is, and this is just my personal opinion about this, so take it with a grain of salt, is I don't think it has to be either or, a zero-sum game, right? Like you can have a directory that is hyper focused on, let's say, small businesses of our specific range. Great, fantastic, very curated, high value, right? And you can have like call it, premium sponsors or platinum sponsors, and there's only like 5 spots or something for larger companies that want to target those smaller businesses. And this is a great opportunity for them to be featured on, a part of the page or in an email newsletter or something else, right? So they don't get an actual directory listing because they don't qualify, but they want to target that customer base. And so when you send out your emails, they want to be like, this email is sponsored by XYZ or whatever it is, right? Click for more details.
Okay, I have before you go on, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
How would you clarify? Okay, I know you have your own products,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
How would you clarify one of your products? What would you clarify? What service it offers? A CRM is one of them.
Yeah, agentic CRM, sure.
Okay, okay. So let's say your service is agentic CRM. Would you allow somebody to advertise on your profile with the same service offering?
No, great
Would you?
question. No, I probably wouldn't, unless they sponsor me and I have some sort of partnership with them. So, for example, so a good example would be like Salesforce, right? Like Salesforce and my tool, technically speaking, are competing in the same market. So to answer your question on the surface, no, I wouldn't allow Salesforce to advertise on my platform for their service. However, I would do a partnership with Salesforce that Salesforce might have some feature that is not in my platform that we could partner on. Right? So in other words, I can still take money from Salesforce and have some sort of like tie into my product that works in both ways. Like there's tons of ways to be frenemies, right? Like we're competing, but we're still cooperating in the same environment kind of deal. Actually, Salesforce just signed a deal with Anthropic, and they're going to be partnering together, when literally Anthropic was like, yeah, this is like the death of CRM systems. So there's worlds to be competing and still cooperating at the same time. Like, this is business, okay? So I want to be clear with this. And, this is a thing that I fight with small business owners with, is that they have sort of like a, I want to be the pure, I want to be in the business world. There's no such thing as pure, right? It's like you if you're pure, you're not making money. I'm being real with that, okay? So you have to find a way where you can sort of like nurture or build partnership relationships in different ways to kind of accomplish, your goal. Because the truth is, you're not going to make that much money from the small, like true small businesses. You'll get a little bit of money, but you won't get a lot.
I did see that from what Nick said. He says Don't target the small business.
Correct,
I
yes.
did see that part.
Yes, but the larger companies, you absolutely will. So figuring out a way where you could still have larger companies being part of your system, but not necessarily sort of like contaminating the pure aspect of it, as you will, right? Like gives you some advantage. So think about that for sure, because like I said, you're also now working, and I'm not trying to put your laundry out on the internet here, but it's like this is a great way to make some income also, right? So think about it from that aspect. Like it might just be you're doing a regular newsletter to these companies, to these businesses, right, on a weekly basis or something, and you can have like a premium sort of sponsor for like the month from, I don't know, Salesforce or whatever large company it is, right? Featured in that newsletter for that month. And then that's it. They want more, they have to pay for it again. But they're paying a premium for that very, very hyper niche, hyper targeted sort of outreach. It's just the way the world works. It's business. Don't feel bad about, right? You could still be pure and still take money from other people and still be transparent about it and still look like the good guy, if that makes sense. Right? So just
I hear you.
yeah. So think about it. Because I here's what I don't want. I don't want 6 months in the future, Colette, being like, oh man, still out of a job, still don't have any ways of making money.
Well, I can't control that.
No,
But I can't control that. That's
But
no, but seriously,
Yeah.
I don't know what the job market is like in Canada.
Yes.
But in the US, IT professionals
Yes.
and from what I'm understanding is other industries too, it's taking a good
Yes.
8 months to 2 years for us
Yeah,
to even get a
to
job.
get a job. Yeah, this is the fact. I've been looking at the numbers. I've been seeing it out there. It's like saying rough is an understatement. Like
Look, can I
companies are
move to Canada?
slashing left, right, and center.
Toronto, can I come?
You know what? The thing is, I wish that Canada was better. I actually believe that we're in the same position. It's just that it's being masked over with all the other stuff. But that being said, I'll still take my
okay.
country over. You know, no offense to America, but I'm like, you know what? I think I'm fine over
Look,
here.
it's
Well,
Okay.
you know, in all good laughter, you know, our lake just got renamed to Lake America. So, you know, we might be invaded pretty soon from you guys. So,
no,
anyway.
not from what we've seen.
yeah.
Look, y'all are separating us from y'all. What's happening?
This
So,
is true. This
yeah.
is true. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So,
Which we agree with. So
yeah. No, I listen. I wholeheartedly.
Lake America, I know, right?
Lake
Look,
America.
they've already said the Gulf of America. Like,
Yes. So it's happening somewhere or the other, right? Listen, I love you, Americans. I just want to say that, okay? If it wasn't clear, I love America. I think it's a beautiful country. The management of the country is a little different story, but we will not have that conversation today. So,
I love the way you said that. The management. That's so fun. They're very micromanaging, and I
Yes.
don't like micromanagers.
yeah. Anyway, listen, I appreciate
And they don't
you.
pay well.
No,
but
hear you.
yeah, I appreciate it. Just you can check it out. It's small www.smallspotter.
Small
dot
yes,
US.
Let's give you a plug.
And you know what? You know I would have you there if it was worldwide. I do
Small.
have the .com. Small spotter.
Small spotter.
Spotter.
Yeah.
.us. www. Make
Okay,
sure you got
.us.
that.
Yeah, but so just to be clear, www.
Make sure you www. Yeah.
Small spotter.us. By the way, make that that non-www redirect to the other one.
Yeah, I gotta do that with my
It looks good. It looks really nice. Somebody did make a comment about it and said that you did a great job. Here I got.
They did?
Yeah. So in the comment in the chat, scroll up back. I'm sure you'll see it.
Oh,
But
oh.
yeah. It looks great. It looks well, anyway, any single thing that you do, I actually appreciate it because I know you're a designer. So I'm like, yeah, this is great. Get the
You
price
know I'm
up,
designer
please.
first.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I can see it. It just.
And guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what I've worked on? I've completed it. It's now on WCAG. I don't know if you know what that is. It's accessibility
Okay, got it. Yes,
compliant.
yes, yes, yes. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, great. That's good. So get as many people as possible, and I will keep promoting it. Put it in the school community. I think you did already, but put it again. Right?
Yeah, I did
Get
when
all the
I
people. We
originally
got
started. So I got 56 now.
Okay.
56. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I will list myself there. I'm a small. Oh no, hang on. You're saying why are
You
you limiting
can't.
this to
You
America?
can't.
Why is this only an American thing?
Because y'all cut the April string, so we ain't we separate but equal.
I'm not certain I like this arrangement, but
But
okay, I
get this,
you.
but get this.
Yeah.
I did purchase the .com
Okay,
for when I
okay.
go global.
Got to. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. You know what you should
Yeah.
do? You should do create a waiting list for all the people that are not global. Just put them on a waiting
That
list.
is,
Yes.
I mean, you mean not US,
That not US. Yes, right? And just let when they
That
sign up,
is
just tell
true.
them at the end. It's like, listen, we're already accepting US customers right now. However, we'll put you on a waiting list so you can build it up for when you get there, and you could just launch like with the other ones, right? Don't limit
That's a
yourself.
good idea.
Don't limit yourself.
And you know what I've done? You
Yeah.
know what I've done? I've been smart but lazy.
Okay.
I've created 2 agents
Yeah,
for me. I got an agent that goes out scouting
yeah.
for me based on my criteria,
Okay.
and it gives me the information, like, okay, these are based on the category, because I created in the knowledge, I created a priorities.
Okay.
Like if I don't have anybody listed in a certain category,
Yeah.
like I would say, go and search for 8 potential people in this particular category,
Got it,
and
got
it
it,
does
got
that
it.
for me, and then
Yeah.
I review them, and then I got another agent that I just take the person's URL, drop it in there, and it gives me the information for me to put the listing in myself. I don't have to
Gotcha.
think.
Okay.
So I've been doing
Yeah.
little things
You're-
here and there.
You're onto something here. I have lots of ideas. I'm gonna wait until you launch your product and then go from there, because I did run a Yellow Page company that had like over 60,000 listings, and
Yeah,
so I
you
kinda know
told me
what
about it the last time we talked.
Yes,
Yeah, you
yes,
told
yes.
me.
So that's
You
good. So
told
I
me.
have some ideas, but launch your stuff first, and then we'll kind of see how it goes, and then we'll figure out from there, right? But don't take too long. Launch it fast, please. Like move fast and break things. This is the Facebook model. It works. Okay. So.
What the Facebook model?
I know it. We won't even go into that. Okay, I'm sorry I even said those words out of my mouth. All right, I apologize. Okay, it's been a pleasure chatting with you.
Nice chatting with you.
I'm back
I'm
again,
shocked to
so-
see you here at a 511.
No, I know. You know what? It's so actually you say that is my kid's last day of daycare was yesterday. So he's no longer in daycare. He's gonna be going to big boy school next week for September or
Oh,
whatever.
okay. Congratulations,
Yeah,
Dad.
I know. So, well, I don't know, because I'm like, you know what? I was paying a small mortgage to keep him in daycare, but I could pick him up at like 5:36, and now it's gonna be free. But now I got to pick him up at like 3 o'clock, and I'm like, I don't know if this is a better deal. This doesn't seem like a better deal to me.
It's
So,
not.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see about that. So life will be a little bit chaotic for a little bit until I get back in a rhythm. We'll see how these Friday calls go, and which is all the better for me to be doing these lives on a daily basis at different hours. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, Colin, it's been a pleasure. Have yourself a wonderful day. I'll see you in the community, and we'll chat again
Okay,
soon.
see you later.
All right then. Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
All right, so that was good. Getting caught up with everybody today. Hang on, I saw a message from Nadia at Dwayne B in by go, but okay, I don't know what you're saying, Nadia. Building. You can have to rewrite that again. My brain is not clicking with what you're saying. I'm sorry, Nadia. I love this, DB. Thank you, appreciate it. Welcome. We're in the back to code, back to school. I love my my AI thumbnail. I was like, you know what? We're just gonna do back to school today, back to code type stuff. At DB Academy, thanks. Congratulations, Dwayne. I appreciate the congratulations. Not certain for what. Next, you're chatting to somebody in another language that I don't understand, so I kicked you out. But if you do want to come back on quickly, we can take you as the last call, and then we'll just close off for the day. So let me know. Otherwise, yeah, it's yeah. I was like, I don't know the language that you're talking, buddy. I just only English here, please. Yeah. Sorry, unfortunately, my brain is very, very narrowed. All right, here we are. We'll bring you up. Yeah, there we go. Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How are you doing? What language
Hey,
was that?
how are you?
Good.
That was French.
French. Okay. I flunked French in
Yes.
school. I was telling people I got a 40%. So yeah, only English. How are you doing? What's
Yeah,
up?
yeah, I
Where are you calling
understand.
from?
Yeah. I'm talking from Indianapolis.
From Indianapolis. Okay, US. Okay, cool. Gotcha.
Indianapolis. Yep.
My neighbors.
Yeah.
So what do you
Yeah,
got?
absolutely.
What's on your mind?
Yeah. Yeah. Recently, I think that was I would say fortnight ago. That's 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I joined one of your live, and you see how you came training on how we could use Codex to classify our issues in GitHub
Right.
project. Yes, that is one of the things that I learned from you that has really tremendously helped us on our project,
Okay.
to draft our project roadmap.
Oh, good to hear.
Yeah, build out issues. Yeah, just write issues and classify them, prioritize those issues as necessary, and pick them up and complete them as necessary as well. One
Interesting.
other thing that you taught us that really transform and help us a lot is the Codex capabilities to be able to go on the browser. You
Okay.
remember you talked about how you use it to go on your Facebook account and do some posting and go,
Right.
optimize your
Yes.
posting. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I use that feature, but it's super expensive. I have, in less than 2 weeks, I have spent close to $1,300.
Welcome to the club, my friend. When you figure out
That's
how
a
to
lot
get a
of money.
discount. I know. No, so listen.
Yeah.
I don't
So I'm
listen.
stopped.
Yes. So that's how I started out this live. My bill right now, I got a $2,500 bill just on AI credit things. Okay, so
Right.
I hear you. Sadly, it's not gonna go away. Okay, and so the thing that is gonna be the real challenge, and this is a very, very serious thing, because we're done with the entry level AI. Those days are gone. You could go on ChatGPT, you could do a bunch of stuff, and yeah, it wasn't really, really great, relatively speaking,
Yep.
to today. But you got some stuff done, you got some value from it. We're in the era now where if you're gonna do something, you better believe you make sure that you have to make sure that it actually has a return on investment. And that return on investment could either be that it's saving you a significant amount of time so you can get back that time, or it's saving you a significant amount of money, or it's going to make you money. Like it's that simple, right? So
Yep.
as you kind of do these things, you really, really have to be thinking about sort of like what is the return of the investment, right?
Yep.
On the stuff that I showed you, and I'm happy to hear that you tried it, or that actually really makes me happy to hear that.
It's working.
Yeah.
It's so powerful.
I'm so happy to hear that, because you know what, I come up with these stuff and I kind of randomly discover things randomly, and then I just randomly share them on the call, and I have no idea whether, like, if somebody's getting value or
Yeah.
not. So just hearing you say that, it generally means a lot to me, and I appreciate you at least just coming up and saying, hey man, you taught me something, it's working, and I appreciate it. And
Right.
yeah, so I will try to come up with some more efficient ways on how you could sort of pull more out of the AI. The truth is, though, is that where we are right now is that the cost, like, you just have to eat the cost and just hope that it's going to work out from an ROI standpoint, or from a saving you time
Yep.
standpoint,
Yep.
etc. Right? So
Yep.
so hang on, tell me a little bit about your actual project. Like, what do you do from a company standpoint or work standpoint?
Yep. I have a huge amount of projects.
Okay.
So one of my is I have a multi-tier application that works like a typical Booking.com platform.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this is a bus ticketing platform and it's integrated with hotel and guest houses and I've launched this application in Africa, in Cameroon.
In Cameroon.
So, yes, it's a multi-tier, 4 web apps and 3 mobile apps.
Gotcha.
So,
So
yeah, it's
for
a huge
booking,
project.
you said booking, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
got you. Okay.
yes.
And
That's
this,
just one of our projects. The second project is a delivery mobile app for delivery. It works like DoorDash.
got you.
We also deployed it in Africa as well. And the third application, we use that to also bid government contracts. So we build bots that goes browse
Right.
government agencies and get these contracts, and we support with our partners, and we build our bids using the AI.
Got you.
And also we also use it as well to build taxes. Government taxes. It's so intelligent that it can do this analysis and you
Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
review and yeah.
That's just really cool. So hang on. So this is your company, or are you working for a company, or a partnership, or
Uh,
how is that set up?
yeah, partner. We have partner companies that
Okay,
we work
okay,
with in there.
okay. Interesting. And you're originally from Cameroon?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, okay. Now living in the U.S. That's awesome, man. That's really really cool to hear. I mean, I are you in the community?
Yeah, I just got the link right now,
Okay.
and I showed it also to my son. My son is also building in Africa. He's just 14 years old.
Okay, okay. So
Yes.
do join
Yeah.
the community for sure. That would be great. I'd love to help your son as well too. And do DM me, because I want to learn more about some of the stuff that you're doing. And I feel bad about this, because a couple of weeks or months ago I put my hand up like, hey, if anybody's doing business in Africa, message me, and because I want to reach out to you. I genuinely want to do business with Africa. I just don't know anything about the continent, and I'm hoping one day I could go there and and I say Africa, I know everybody's like, there's actual individual countries in Africa, but for some reason the Western world is like, no, Africa is just one thing. I understand that. But
Yep.
anyway, my point is that I have a real. I don't know if it's because that's where my ancestors are from or what it is, or actually I really know. It's because I know that Africa is the next big up and coming. In fact, it's the last up and coming, right? Every other nation has
Right.
been like, quote unquote, up and coming, has been done. Africa is sort of like untouched, more or less, right, relatively speaking.
Right.
And so there's just a ton of opportunities there from a business standpoint, and I'm like, I want in, just from a business standpoint and from a cultural standpoint and every single thing else, right? So
Yes.
anyway, I would love to, but my point is, I'm long-winded way of saying I'd love to have a more in-depth conversation with you on just to kind of learn a little more about the businesses and stuff that's happening, and figure out where it could help or where it could partner or any single thing of the sort, right? So
Yes.
yeah, no, that's good to hear though, and I promise you, it just, it means a lot to hear that you say that you're actually using this in your company and it's helping you in some shape or form. So join the community,
Yes.
jump in, and thing. Anything else you want to say before we close off?
Not just that. My son has just joined your community, and I'm also joining right now.
Okay, for
And
sure, appreciate it.
yeah.
Spread the
And
word,
do you
man.
work with Colette? Do you are you in Colette's community?
In Colette's community? Good
Yeah.
question. Colette is in my community, but I don't know if I'm in Colette's community, so maybe I should do that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it's a good question. Colette, ping me and message me, and
Yeah, please. I want to join. I want to join Colette as well. I love her initiative, and we feel like this is going to be a big help to our community.
Yes, 100%. So
Yes.
Colette says she doesn't have a community, but she does have. You're in the U.S., so she does have a online directory that you could join. But anyway, Colette is in
Yeah.
the community, so you can message her inside of there. You can message anybody in the community for that matter.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's a plug for the community, by the way. If you guys don't know, there's
Yeah, I think she has better platform. She just said she doesn't have a community. I
yes,
think
but
that her
she's in
platform might something I want to explore.
she's in inside of the Vibe Code to Profit community. So like I said, you can message her inside of there anytime and
Yeah.
everything, right? So
Okay.
thank you so much.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's a
Yeah,
pleasure.
thank you.
Yes, I appreciate it, and I'll
Yeah.
see you around, and we'll chat again soon. So, yeah. Listen, guys, this has been a blast. I really really appreciate it. If you haven't already, join the community. Vibe Code to Profit is the name. You could go search it on School, or like I said, I'll drop the link in the chat. We'll drop your link in the chat, Colette, so at least everybody can kind of at least find your website. And by the way, for you guys, if you don't already have a personal website, please get a personal website. With AI, it's so easy. This is my personal website. This is what I do. I just recently kind of built it a little bit better. There's still work to be done here, but share what you're doing, share your work in the community, message, like just promote yourself. Like that's why I built the community, because I was like, you know what? I just want to talk about stuff. I just want to talk about tech stuff, but I also want to talk about business things. So it's like the intersection of business and technology. And I genuinely enjoy doing these lives every single Friday. It means a lot to me that you guys show up and say hi and share your thoughts and share your questions and even say thank you. And that means a lot. So appreciate it very much. With that, you guys enjoy yourself a wonderful week. I'll see you guys next week. Next week is going to be a little weird week. My kid is going to be with me. We're in this transition with school and stuff, so we'll see how that works out. But I'll be here next week. And with that, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, always. All right. Have a wonderful day, guys. I'm going to get off this live and go say hi to my family. And yeah, they're probably wondering why am I not coming up for dinner. Okay, bye-bye.